Alrighty, hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. Welcome in. Let's see here. I'm going to find I gotta go to my email real quick because I'm waiting for the person to jump on. Who had the request? Well, not I would say it's a request, but I saw it on one of my videos. Still hasn't sent the email. All right. Well, I'm going to still go ahead and do this. Hopefully someone who is in the Zoom session is having issues with their tumblers. Also, if you're watching over on TikTok, you can jump in the box and share your screen, put your phone to your screen. But let's see. We're going to kind of go over Tumbler designs again. 1 second. I'm trying to get to here. All right. All right. So hopefully the notification goes out. But emails will also sent out. So make sure you guys are checking your emails, checking your emails. So what I'm going to do right now is help some folk with sublimation Tumbler templates. Like this is specifically for that and nothing else. I've done quite a few videos on, setup, and I still I was one video in particular that I did about Tumbler wraps, and I have seen some comments like on there, and for whatever reason they're like, the videos really detailed, but I'm still not getting it. And the last person that posted kind of tugged at my heart. It's like, I don't ever like to see someone give up because just cropping images or filling in backgrounds is really an easy and simple task to do once you kind of settle down and really just like take your time. And it might be like one little step that you're missing. But the fact that she was ready to throw all of her equipment out, that had me feeling some type of way. And so I reached out, I commented and I said, hey, before we do that, first, do you have a Mac? Because she was like, she couldn't drag and drop. Like, do you have a Mac? She's like, no, because I think Mac users were not able to do that. She said she has an HP. And then she was just at her wit's end. So I said, hey, are you available for a Zoom session right now? And she said yes. I gave her the email address to email me so that I can send her the Zoom link, but she hasn't sent the email yet. So since I was going to go live via Zoom, I invited everyone who is a silhouaholic, and if you are enrolled in Essentials to Silhouette Studio, if you go to, so there's a new community there, which was supposed to be done a couple weeks ago, but I finally did the community, and the link for it is there. Under the community, and there's a link for you to be able to come. And if you want to come onto the Zoom, share your screen. Mind you guys, we are only doing sublimation Tumbler designs. We're not doing any other designs. We're not, hey, can you help me with this? This is specifically for sublimation Tumbler designs. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. But if you are enrolled in Essentials to Silhouette Studio and you are by your computer, now hopefully you are by your computer and you actually need help with this because you just can't figure it out. Your sizing isn't right. You're trying to figure out a certain design. Something isn't working with it. Even though I've done quite a few videos on this, some are still having trouble. And that bothers me, right? So I want to be able to help. So this is, one more attempt to do it live. Have you guys jump in the box if you're watching over on TikTok, or if you are in Essentials, you can go to the community. I did put it in the description of this video. That should take, if you click on it, once you log in, it should take you right to the community and you're going to see that event. So you should see an events tab there, and it will have the link to basically register to come into the Zoom room. All right. So we are live on Zoom. right now for anyone who has questions has questions as it relates to tumblers and doing them in Select Studio. We can even maybe tackle some Canva if you have that question. Because I know some people are doing it from their phone and just wanting to know like how to set it up because it's not quite doing what it needs to do. So um, I just started looking I started looking how to do this perfect timing. Hello, Sylvia. So we do have quite a few videos on our YouTube channel that goes over this. So if you search Sillaholics Anonymous Tumbler Wraps or Tumbler templates, so if you put Sillaholics Anonymous Tumbler template wraps, like because some videos were labeled templates, some videos were labeled wraps. And I have quite a few of them there, and they may be able to help you. If you're not in our Essentials to Select Studio program or class, you won't be able to join the Zoom. I'm only answering the questions for those who are in the room, or I'm hoping that the person that made the comment will send the email because that's where all this started from. Like I want to be able to help. I just don't like for people to want to give up. So hopefully she emails us and she actually ends up in the Zoom room. She will be the only person that's not in Essentials that will be in the room because this was for her. But I also didn't want her to feel kind of like out on the ledge by herself. And we are a really encouraging community. So I wanted my people to encourage her because I just don't like when people like, you invest all this time, you just want to give up and throw all your stuff away. So hopefully she comes, she sends the email so she can get into the room. But right now, for those of you guys, you can share your screen. When we're in the Zoom sessions, you're able to share your screen. For what, if you are having issues with Tumblr designs and Tumblr wraps. If you are on TikTok and you would like to send an invite because you are also struggling with this and you have questions, feel free to. Oh, my eyes are bald-headed. I forgot to do my eyeliner. Feel free to send a request and jump in the box to get help with Tumblr, template, designs, sizing, placement are the only questions I am answering. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm waiting for her. And can you guys hear me in Zoom? Is it? I don't know if, because I know the video camera doesn't work for me to be on both StreamYard and Zoom. I can't get the camera to work. Okay. But the microphone does work. All right. Cool beans. Is there anyone in the Zoom room by the way, if you I right now I am streaming to a lot of places. The only people that will have access to this playback are those in Essentials to Select Studio. So this is like one of the times where it will be removed from everywhere except the student union and the community will be the only places the playback will be at. All right, so the floor is yours. Oh, wait. Let me introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. I am the professor. Okay, no, for real though. I am Shakia Lavelle Pericles, also known as Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. So once you master learning how to do your templates, you can create beautiful tumblers just like this one and have it sized perfectly. We have a technique that we use with using our paper and our heat tape that does not stain, does not mark, and painter's tape where you can get all the way to the bottom, even curve around the bottom and have a nice clean line, nice seams and everything else. So we're going to get you here. I promise you. I have been showing my tumblers, like I showed for my very first one, my second one, my third one, which they are shifted. And even between the third one and this one, I've had some that weren't so great. So it is a journey. It's like you're going to keep, you may have some ups and downs with it, but you'll have better days and more like you'll have days of better tumblers and have more of good days. There we go. than you will bad days of making tumblers. I promise you. You just have to be a little patient with yourself and not put so much pressure on yourself. We're also the home of Silaholics Anonymous, where I've been teaching you guys for free 99 over on YouTube how to use and master Silhouette Studio. And then we have 365 Creative Academy, which is our online academy where we have hands-on classes, and you can get access to exclusive things like our YouTube channels and our Zooms like this and other helpful resources. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. Let's see who's over here. Hello, 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 Cheryl. How art thou? Hey, if you're home, you can come into the Zoom because you are enrolled in Essential Select Studio. So you're more than welcome to join us over on Zoom because you can share your screen. You can unmute, verbalize your questions a lot easier than just typing them out and being limited to the characters of like the amount of characters they give you in what's this thing called? TikTok. Or you guys can send the request or just say me if you want to. I think if you don't have 1,000, I have to friend you and invite you up. I think that's how it goes. So if you need to come in the box, if no one over here has questions, you guys can ask the questions and we will help you all. All right. So hello, hello again. Welcome in everyone that's in the Zoom room. Raise your hand if you have a Tumbler question or you're trying to figure out something you couldn't figure out, sizing, placement, or something for your Tumbler designs. Now, where do you get the link? You're going to go to your dashboard and you're going to see where it says Silaholics Lounge. You click in the community, or you actually should have also gotten an email. Make sure you guys are checking your emails. It sent out an email to everyone that was enrolled. So you can check your email, or if you just go to your dashboard, it will be like scroll down past the class and then you'll see communities and you'll see one that says Essentials to Silhouette Studio, Silaholics Lounge. Click on that. There's an event there with the link for the Zoom. Let's see. You're welcome. All right. Well, this is not a pre-done class. Now, I thought that we would have the person who originally seeked out help and we could start there, but hey, y'all gonna stare at me. Y'all gonna stare at me. I'm gonna stare at y'all because I am not teaching anything unless there's a question on the floor. I know you guys don't like to miss anything and it's like FOMO, but you have to take advantage of these sessions and come in prepared to actually get information, get knowledge. You should be seeking the information and come in with a question, with some like seeking help. So I know you can't see me because I can't have on 2 cameras. You should be able to hear me though, because the goal is for you guys not to see me. The goal is for you to see somebody's screen who needs help with sublimation tumblers and setting up the designs. Oh, they're dropping off like flies. Hey, guess they didn't need any help. You could have still stuck around, but the goal is to get those who need help. What's the measurement for your design? Okay, so for me, I use tumblers from Johnson's Plastics Plus, and they measure 9.25 inches around and 8 inches in height. So what I do for mine is 9.35 because I add on 0.1 inches like to the width. And for my height, I do 8.15. So I add on 0.15. That literally gives me like a little bit on the top, a little bit on the, so you can see how much I have that curves around the bottom so it doesn't come like all the way down here. So it's just enough to where I don't have a white bottom. So my recommendation for you is to measure your tumbler. And then once you have your measurements, you're going to add on 0.1 or you're going to add on 0.15 for the height. So that's how I measure mine. Okay. Correct. This is just right now, this particular opportunity is just for sublimation, tumbler wrap, setting up your design, your placement. If that's something that is a frustration for you, that's what this is for. Now, they have access to this absolutely free with Essential Studio. If there's no one there that has a question, I am going. Now, you guys won't get access to Silhouette Studio, but I will allow you to email me to get access. If you are someone that's watching and you are completely frustrated with your designs, you can't figure out your sizing, you're doing your Tumbler wraps, they're just not working out, whether it's Silhouette Studio or you're using Canva. Now, if you're using Word, I can't help you. Silhouette Studio, or if you want to know how to do it in Canva, I can help you. But this is specifically for sublimation tumblers, preferably 20 ounce, because I don't do any of the other ones. Should the design be the size of the tumbler when you save it? So saving it from where? Which program are you referring to? Because when you're doing it in Silhouette Studio, it's going to be the size. Now, if you are downloading from someone or somewhere, or you purchased the file and you're downloading it, they may not have it at the size that you need, because they're most likely going to design it kind of as a universal one where it's a little bit bigger, or they're designing it based off of the tumbler that they have. So it may not be the correct size. So for Canva is a little interesting in how you have to set that up, right? Because so I have a video for it. I did a video. It's on TikTok. So if you have not, I'm telling you guys, I listen. All right. I'm in the groups. I'm seeing the issues that you guys are having, and I'm trying to create content as fast as I can for it. So there are videos on our TikTok and even a short video like on our YouTube for Canva. And I also did a whole live video on it. So here's the thing with the way Canva works, or when it comes to Canva and how it works. If you go and let's say you set up your box and it's like for me, 9.35 by 8.15. If you simply go and save that as a JPEG or PNG file, and you are not opening that in a design software to verify the size and make sure that it's, that size, and you just want to print it from your phone, it's going to be incorrect, because whenever you're sending a print from your phone without the drivers, it basically treats it like it's a picture. So your options are going to be like picture sizes, 8 by 10, 5 by 7s. And if you do like an 8.5 by 11, it's going to say like the full page. So it's going to make it the wrong size. So you have to design that, save it. Then you have to open up another page in Canva that's 8.5 by 11, the size paper that you're actually going to print to. Or let's say you have a wide format and you can print 11 by 17 paper and you want to do 2 at a time. You have to then set up that Canva page for either 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14 if you're using like a Sawgrass, whatever, or 11 by 17. And then you have to take that JPEG that you had, go to upload it, pull that in, check and make sure that the size is 9.35 by 8.15, and then resave it again. And once you resave it, you're not just saving the actual template itself, you're saving the size of the paper. So when you go to print it from your phone and you tell it print 8.5 by 11 as is, the template is on that full paper size properly. But I do have that in a video. Anyone on TikTok want to hop in the box because you have a question about tumblers and sublimation? You guys can hear me still. I know Shar is saying that she can't see or hear me, but are you guys able to still hear me on Zoom? In Canva, can you create a Tumbler template using AI or Magic Template? It won't give you the exact size. Most of the AI ones are giving you like one-to-ones. So it's basically a square. You're still going to have to edit it to make it the actual size. So I just got some tumblers to try to sublimate. Haven't tried anything yet to have a question yet. I brought an oven to do these, but haven't really looked at it. I watched. Okay, so you're gonna be perfect for this, right? That means that you have not set up a Tumbler template. If you, I know you were saying you were switching computers. So if you're on your computer, Baby Jean, this is gonna be the perfect opportunity. You have all of this equipment, but have you ever set up a design? So some people will get all these things like, okay, yeah, I want to do tumblers, but they have not even played around in the software. You guys don't have to wait until you are doing the project to start practicing it. So it should be where you're going to go, you're going to open up your software, you're going to follow the instructions of, setting up the template, even if it's not the right one for the tumblers that you're going to get. If I'm saying I can use 9.35 by 8.15, you should in turn take that, go in, make a box 9.35 by 8.15, check that off. Hey, I know how to do that. Crop a background to it. Boom, I know how to do that. Print it. I have so many. I know you guys can't see me on here and it sucks. Hold on, let me see. How can I do this? Because I feel bad. You guys on Zoom can't see me. Let me see something. I'm gonna bring this over here, and Facebook will probably get the side profile view. Ooh, hold on, and then I'll switch you guys on Zoom to the camera that's on me. Hold on. Oy. Okay. Whoa. I see your hand, Baby Jean. Give me a second. You can hit share screen. If you're on your computer, hit share screen. And we're going to walk you through setting up your first Tumbler template, okay? Okay, why is it saying fail to start camera? All right, hold on, y'all. Let me figure out what's going on. Settings. All right. You guys have to get this angle, and hopefully on Zoom, I can switch it to Rio. Haha, there we go. That way everybody can see me. All right. I do have a basic question. Do you still not use those wraps in the oven? No, I don't use. This is exactly how I wrap mine. That's it. So, Baby Jean, if you are able to share your screen, hit the share screen button. we're going to help you through your first tumbler.
Okay. I do have a few questions though first.
Okay.
I hit because don't I have to be in my silhouettes to be able to share? Don't you want to see it on there?
Yeah. So are you on the computer that has Silhouette Studio on it?
I am, but the minute I hit that on there, I lose you.
You're supposed to, because everyone's going to look at we're going to see your screen. You're not going to see me. I'm going to turn my camera off anyway.
And I won't, and I can't do any of those little buttons below. So
you can say I'm muted and you can just talk to me.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to try and find share screen again.
So it's the green one, and then you're going to hit whatever screen you're on, and then share screen, and then bring up Silhouette Studio. So all you need to focus on is seeing what's on Silhouette Studio, because everyone's going to basically see your screen. Okay. There we go. Awesome, awesome. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, I'm going to move. Hold on. I'm going to move. I normally do this the other way, but I'm going to do it this way this time so that I can fully see. Oh gosh, why is my camera moving all weird? All right, so let's go present, share screen. All right, so the question over here was, okay, Aaron, I'm not sure that was a yes and to hear me. I know over here you guys can listen, they couldn't hear me over here. Unless you were saying yes, you want to come in the box. Logo and placement on tumblers. I noticed that you brand each of yours. Yes, I do. Maybe you can pull up on, maybe they can pull you up on their phone and computer. Oh, well, no, I just put it on the camera on me. What is a good size for it? You determine that. You decide how big or small you want your logo to be. There is no set size. All right, so allow me to request remote. I'm not recording right now, but it's okay because the questions just started. So let me hit record. Duh, Shakia. All right, there we go. Cool beans. All right, do me a favor. Hit H on your keyboard. Heavy Jean.
I did.
Okay, why is it not going away? Hold on.
Are we trying to get rid of
the crosshairs? Oh yeah. If you hit H, no. So no, I'm trying to hit. You should be able to hit H on your keyboard, and it should go away. There we go. Yep.
Oh well, I actually deleted it manually with my mouse.
Okay. So did you share just your silhouette screen, or did you share entire screen?
I just only have my silhouette screen up here, and you're at the bottom.
Okay, no. So stop share, because when you share, like when you go to share, you're going to see things like your desktop. You're going to see like applications. When you share just silhouette, whenever you click on something, I cannot see it. So you have to share your entire screen. So stop your share, go back in, hit share screen, and then do entire screen.
Okay, now I'm gonna make it bigger to find the share screen, I guess. There. Oh,
it should be at the bottom.
Just a minute. I got this big thing on the bottom of everybody. There we go. Hit share screen.
And then it should say either desktop or entire screen, something like that. You want to click on that one.
Desktop.
Okay. Click desktop and then hit share. Okay. And then once you're on there you go. Now bring up silhouette. Perfect. All right. Now let me request remote control. Ooh, my thing is crooked. All right, and let me turn off. Okay, why are my controls not coming up for me to turn show meeting controls? There we go. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You're about to create your first Tumbler template setup. All right.
Okay.
You are going to go to the left hand side and pick up that rectangle. There you go. Also, we don't use the design page until we hold on. Let me move this real quick. Don't try. Why is it not moving? Okay, I don't know. It's like I don't have control, or I'm not sure if you're trying to control it with me. Um, okay, hold on. I'm trying to control it. I'm trying to get it to move. Oh well, you're on a Mac. That's why I can't use my same controls because you have a Mac. Okay. Never mind. All right. Okay, so go ahead and make a square.
Do I do it? You're not, right?
Yeah, go ahead, make a square.
Okay.
Just make a random box, doesn't matter the size. Okay, yeah, that's it. Just leave it there. Now go up to the top where it says width and height. So at the top, right there, right, go over the W and the H in the middle, underneath the word help.
Yeah, you're up above for some reason.
All right. So what you'll need to do, you shouldn't be seeing any pictures. So on that, click on if you see everyone's picture or something like stuff like that, just move it or
I did.
Click. Hold on. Click the very first one. It's gonna minimize it and it's only gonna show you who's talking so that you don't see everyone's name.
The very first one on what?
So it should be like in the top corner. It should be a little line on that panel that you moved.
Yeah.
It should.
I don't see a little line.
Okay, if it's not in the way, you're good. So go to the top and go to width and make 9.35. And then tab on your keyboard.
Okay.
And it should jump to the next one. Hit tab on your. Oh, wait, you're a Mac user. I don't know if tab works. So just highlight the height.
Okay.
And hit 8.15. Okay. Enter.
All right.
You now have a Tumbler template.
All right. Now, should I lock it?
No. Well, you can. It doesn't really make a difference. Because it still change. So if you were just doing a random, like let's say you have a pattern in your patterns folder, you're going to go over to the palette on the right hand side. That's the third icon on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And you're going to click on that. Go to the dotted line, not the last one with the dots. That's your pattern folder.
Okay.
And then you're going to pick something. Doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, come on. I have lots of them. I was going to ask you something about that too. So, let's do that one.
Boom. It's done. You can literally print that and put that on the Tumbler.
Okay. I've done that on other things, but I guess my question is, with the patterns, does that count against, I know fonts, you said don't count against like the library or whatever, how many you have, but patterns.
Yes, they do. If you have it saved to the cloud, when you go to your library in your patterns folder and it shows a check and not an X, then yes, it does. Which is why I don't really keep a lot of patterns. You can have the JPEG file, you bring it in, and then you just crop it. And it instantly becomes a pattern. You're going to be able to size it, adjust it, pan it, scale it, just like it's a pattern, but you're not taking up any space in your Silhouette cloud.
How do I know if I'm doing it in the Silhouette cloud?
Go to your library.
Sorry, I can't see up there.
Go over one more.
Oh, one more. Okay. There we go.
All right. So you see how the one that says geometric, there's a lock there. That's from Silhouette. So like that's something you cannot take out of Silhouette Studio. So click on one of the other ones that you added to it. Just click on any folder. Just double click on it to open it.
There we go.
All right, you see how there's a check under all of those? That means that it's on your cloud. If it wasn't X, that means it's local, it's only on that computer, which means if you open up your Silhouette on a different computer, you would not see those patterns. A check means that it is on the cloud. So yes, it is taking up space on your cloud storage.
But I better not add any more, eh? I have lots.
So yeah.
I have a lot in my Dropbox too, and I was going to add more. And then I thought, I heard you say something. I thought, I better ask her before I do any more.
So, okay, if you go to, like you said, okay, you have lots more, right? So let's go to the first one. Nope, not that one. It's right here. Okay. Right here? I just went back to it.
All right.
Okay. So if you go to a file folder that has like patterns that you have not added to Silhouette. So go on your computer, go find a folder that does not have files that you have added to Silhouette.
And I have to go to my Dropbox. Dropbox. And I'm going to embroidery. Come on. I have a lot. Yeah, let's see. Not all files. Dropbox, embroidery. Whoops. I want to get into embroidery. I think I will get into, let's see, rooms, sublimation. Sorry.
Nope, you're good. No one else is asking questions, so you're good. No one's rushing you.
Sorry, guys, if you have questions, it's like, okay, you gave me the floor, you might be in trouble. All right, let's go to 4th of July, I guess. I think I might have some that's not saved in here. Let's see. And you know what? I lied. I'm going to go back to, wait. We're going to do this, and I'm going to go to actually I have backgrounds. I do folders, kind of, not probably very organized like anyone else's, but all right. So I want to get out of the 4th of July. How am I getting out of here? I guess I'm going back to Dropbox, going back to embroidery. Sorry. All right, sublimation. I'm going to have to make it bigger so I can read what I got. All right. As you can see, if you see backgrounds before me, let me know. Oh, yep, it's up here. Okay. Okay. I just did this. How about digital papers, glitter iridescence? I don't think I have that one.
Okay.
Or I do have a question about the watercolors too, if we can ask about that later. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. All right, I'm in there. So what do you want me to do?
All right, so I'm gonna say, I think someone said Silhouette doesn't, Max, I think that was one of the things. It doesn't allow you to drag and drop into Silhouette Studio, if I'm not mistaken. So, because I can just drag and drop, like from my computer, I can, just drag and drop it.
I have dropped things from the front of the computer, whatever that's called. Whatever.
Okay, so maybe minimize. Can you now that you are there? Can you minimize it?
Oh, sure. Just a second, maybe. You don't want me to click on any?
No, just minimize that window so I can see your Silhouette screen.
Okay. I guess I can't, and I don't know why. Let me see if I can get above. How about if I click on it, though, we're going to be...
Yeah.
Can I click on one?
I mean, you can click on it, but I mean, you can't because you're not on like file open or file merge. You won't
Ah,
be able, I don't know, I don't use Mac, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to like click and drag it to, you can try to click drag it to wherever you bring up like silhouette at the bottom and see if it'll drag and drop, but I don't
I thought I've never tried that before, but I'm game. Just a minute here. Let me just move this again. Let me just do this one.
so you have to click it and yeah, drag it down. Okay, there's
And,
find the silhouette, pull
and
it
like,
up.
oh,
No, it should, like, see on ours it just pulls up. Okay, yes, okay, there it is.
is
All right,
ah, that's
so now
cool.
click on that, click on it and move it.
Wait.
Just move it out of the way. Okay, so it went to the center. I want to see where it was at. Okay, no, you can leave it there. All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna click and why is it not letting me? Okay, there it is. I want to zoom out so I can see. Oh, it opened up in a new window. Okay, so yours doesn't
It would
drag.
have if I would have did merge.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like for us, we can click and drag in the exact same window. So now what you're gonna do is click on that glitter background, right?
Okay.
Double two finger or however you guys right click and cut.
Cut.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Click where it says Untitled 1.
Okay.
Click on that screen, two finger tap and paste. Just click anywhere on the screen and then paste. Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. So click on the Galaxy one,
Okay.
two finger tap and duplicate.
Okay.
All right. So now you have one that is, you're not going to mess up that one. Okay. So you're
Okay.
going to take take the, what's this thing? The glitter one and put it behind the Galaxy one.
Okay. Click this. Go
No,
behind.
it's already behind it. No. Meaning move it like behind one of them. It doesn't matter which one. Just center it behind one of them. Just click
Okay.
and move it. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. All right, stop. Now select the glitter and the Tumbler template.
And do I hold shift?
You can hold shift and click. You have the glitter selected. Nope, you just deselected it. So now hold down shift and click that one.
Okay.
Now you have to hold now both aren't selected. Hold down shift and click the Galaxy. I think, let me see, is the Galaxy selected? It might be. Okay. Now go to modify and crop.
Okay. Whoops. All right.
It's in there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. So, and then for adjusting it, go back up to the color palette.
Back up to, I'm sorry, what?
The color palette.
Okay.
And then go to the patterns. Go to advanced options.
Go to who?
Advanced options.
Okay, wait, I got it. Sorry, I got you guys in the way.
Okay, yeah. So you should be able to see, okay, because so that you don't have to keep moving everyone. Okay, you see the thing that you keep moving. We can't see it, but the panel that you keep moving with everyone's picture and stuff on it. Okay, on the very top left, you don't see like it's either a line, a single box, two boxes, and then like a bunch of boxes.
No, wait. Oh, let me pull you over. I do now.
Hit the first one. That's going to minimize it, and it's going to be like a little box, and you're only going to see who's talking. You don't need to see everyone else's name because everyone's looking at your screen.
Okay.
So that's how you minimize that. So now you can literally scan, pan, change the angle, everything from here. So if you go to scale, take the scale, go move the slider. You'll make it bigger. You'll make it smaller.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool.
If you go back and for percentage, type in there 100. Well, no. Next to scale, it says 55 right now.
Okay.
Highlight it and just put 100. Enter. It's back to scale. Go to pan. Click on pan.
All right.
Click on the word that bar. It's gonna bring up a circle in the middle. See it? It's a white circle in the middle. Click on that and it allows you to move it around. If you didn't want that part of the design, that's a Tumbler template. Like, you don't have to put this full on all these elements. Like, you have to take it step by step, one step at a time. If you're wanting to do a full wrap, this is how you would do that. Pick your favorite pattern, fill it in, print it out, wrap it around a tumbler, and that's it. It doesn't have to be personalized. It doesn't have to be customized. This, I have so many that are nothing more than some sort of pattern, nothing else on it. But this is a tumbler wrap. And this is how you can practice, or you can do it where it's just one element. Now, I don't recommend doing a full wrap as your first one. If you've never done the tumbler, but I mean, some people are very, adventurous and they want to do a full wrap, but this is a full wrap.
Price probably won't. But it's funny because what I did with this is, all right, I took this background and I've been making sublimation wind chimes, okay, or well, other things too. So, anyways, I wanted a galaxy background because I wanted it to look like Northern Lights because I designed the UP, the Upper Peninsula where I live, and we get a lot of Northern Lights, and it was for one side of the wind chime that I made someone. So I put that in the back, and then I took my design, which was my Upper Peninsula, and put that on top of that with some other stuff. And then I, made it round and did a bunch of other stuff. But I've never ever did a tumbler.
So that's another thing too, right? So the same thing that you did for the wind chime is gonna be the same thing that you do for a tumbler. It's gonna be the same thing that you do for a can cool. It's gonna be the same thing that you do for a flag. The principles don't change, just the size of the template does. So everything that you would do for that, you would do for a tumbler just within this box. This box is the size that will wrap, well, it's the size that wraps around my tumbler. You are going to have to measure your tumbler to get the perfect size for the tumblers that you use, but you would do the same thing. Once you do that measurement, you add on 0.1 for the width and 0.15 for the height. That's your tumbler template, and you do the same thing that you did for the wind chime. However you got the background in there, you're going to do that. Whatever you did, like whatever you added onto it, if it was words or if it was an SVG that you filled in with color, whatever it is, you're going to do the exact same thing. The principles doesn't change in how you design. The method changes a little bit and the sizing changes, but nothing else does.
Okay.
So now when it comes to printing this, you're going to go to the top icon on the right-hand side.
Oh, on the right-hand side?
Yep. That bar, the whole, so you remember from the class, we went over where things are. So your left column is from the arrow to the dropper. Your right column is from the paper to the little triangle. So very first icon on the right-hand side.
Oh, right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The setup pin. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. Page setup. Now it's already 8.5 by 11. Okay. So click on the galaxy. Or it doesn't matter which one it is. And yeah, it doesn't matter which one. Now at the very top, on your top panel, there is a rectangle with a bullseye in the middle.
Oh, yes, I do see that.
It's at the very top panel, your top panel.
Top panel?
Nope, not that. Go up. That line right there, there's a rectangle with the bullseye in the middle. Look along that. Look for the icon. That is the rectangle with the bullseye in the middle. Right there.
Oh,
You just
right
passed
here?
it.
Oh, okay. Right there?
Click
Okay,
that.
center.
That's center to page. Click on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right away.
I know. It's okay. Go above it into the gray panel. Go over. And you can't see yours, but that very first one, keep going over. That very first icon, keep going. As you see, there's icons at the top. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. Back up, right there. Click that. That's going to fit to window to center to your page. Now you're going to rotate that. So grab the green circle. Put your mouse over the green circle.
Yeah. Come on.
Hold down shift and hold down shift so it snaps to a 90 degree and rotate it. Keep holding down shift as you're rotating it.
Like
there
that?
you go. And now you print it.
Okay, except I got it crooked.
Yeah, it is a little crooked. I can see it there. It's a little crooked. So the other way, okay, rotating it like that may not be great for newbies. If you go over to your transform panel, so go, no, go, other side. No, other side. Go to the right-hand side. Right-hand side, right-hand panel. Right side panel. Right side panel.
Oh, over here.
There you go. Go down. Go down to transform right there.
Okay.
Click on the rotate, the third icon. Third icon from the top. There,
right here.
Third icon. Go over one more. The circle.
Circle.
Oh. Now click the one that says 90. There you go. Okay. Now you're ready to print.
You know how I've been doing that? I go up to objects. I get into whatever it is for rotating, and I do it that way. This is good. Way easier. Because I'm figuring out, okay, so I want to go 180 degrees, Mm-hmm. Or do I want to go 90? Or do I want to, yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you're ready to go. And then, like I said, adding text, all that stuff is, we just went through the cropping one. If you're just adding text, that's kind of how you would do like setups like that. If you're not doing a full wrap, it's going to be white. I'm going to do it off of, oh my God, I cannot do spacebar for some reason. Max don't let you hold the spacebar to pan. It sucks.
Okay. I've been trying to pay attention to what you're doing because I'm going to get the other computer. Like, do you have a Windows eventually here as soon as my son-in-law figures it out? So, so I'm trying to learn you guys' terminology too. I don't even know mine very well, so I figured, why bother learning it now? Bevy, you're a little behind times here.
Nope, you're good. Okay.
What are you doing there?
I'm setting up a template so that if you're not doing a full wrap, hold on. Oh gosh, I don't know why it won't let me. It won't let me move stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't see how y'all deal with these Macs.
I just have a hard time with computers normally, so I just figure it's user error.
No, this right here, yours is acting real funky. So I know that it's definitely not you. Okay, I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to make my height 8.5.
You got 390.
Oh, yeah, I see that. But I typed in 8.5, so I'm not sure why it did that.
It's just
8.5.
I've done that plenty of times myself.
See, it keeps going to 300. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, it's locked.
Oh, okay. But it still should have went to 8.5.
I did notice with mine, usually width is a determining factor when it's locked. Like if I type in a different width, it'll adjust things right. But if I type in a different height and leave the width the same, even though it's locked, it's wonky. No, I don't know if it's just me or if it's...
Well, it's supposed to change. When it's locked, if you change one, it's supposed to change the other.
It gets wonky, though. It's like it might not even change. Yeah, it's like my height does not seem to control my width.
Oh, I can't use keyboard shortcuts like command and all of those because y'all don't recognize the same command.
No, I have command. You have control, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, because if I hit control, yours won't recognize it. Y'all have a control, but it reads differently. So I can't use the same keyboard shortcuts from my Windows to control your Mac. My control is the equivalent of your command, but I can't hit it on my side because your control is something different. Yeah, it was already open.
So can I do this when we have class during the week, like on Fridays?
We don't have class on Fridays. We only have class on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
When we have class on Thursday, if I went on silhouette, would I lose you? I tried putting you
So
on my.
you have to have two monitors because then you won't see my screen. So right now, I'm not teaching anything from my screen. We're looking at your screen. So you would need two monitors to see me on one screen and have your actual silhouette on another screen, which is why on the first one, I recommend that you guys go to Amazon and get the portable screen. That way you can have it.
I thought I was going to get that all this stuff for me.
Yeah, so that's the only way that you're going to really like comfortably be able to see both of them. Without it, you're not going to be able to see both comfortably because you're going to like trying to have like a split screen, and that's not always like the best.
Yeah, mine won't be. I mean, it was good for what I was doing, but I told him I've gone way beyond it. I'm thinking it won't keep up anymore. I can't do a lot of programs. I can't update even with my silhouette. I can't go to the highest one that you're at right now because of
there's an issue with Mac. Yeah.
Well, even just my whatever one I have for Mac, it's a 10 point something. It won't go any higher. The innards won't go any higher.
Okay.
Kind of like iPhone. My iPhone is an 8.8 plus, and it says I can update, but I can't. I don't get all the updates that everyone else does on because my innards aren't.
I keep trying to use keyboard shortcuts, and it's driving me nuts because I can't use them. And I'm like, why isn't the green ones grouped together? But I was trying to use keyboard shortcuts.
Okay. So you are grouping together what?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Speaking of other things, now since have you ever seen those umbrellas or they look like a leaf and they go over the top of your computer screen and it blocks out the light from above?
I've never used them, no.
My son-in-law hadn't either, but my daughter said where she works they had them, but she hadn't asked anyone yet what she thought. They have them on Amazon because I have a lot of lights in here because this is my sewing room, and to be able to see I need a lot of lighting, and so it's like I got such a glare off my screen. I wondered if anyone used them, if they worked.
All right. So right now, what I've set up for you, like I said, if you were just doing a regular design, like I don't always recommend that you start with a full wrap. Get used to your equipment, get used to taping your tumblers and just like as far as like position and stuff like that. So if you just had some sort of image, you're able to use this and like kind of have it centered or have it like if you're going to put two on there. So if you're just going to put something in the middle because you just want to try out summation, you see how you can put this here, it's going to line up. That's how you know it's in the middle. You can size it up. If you're doing two items, you can have one on this side, and then of course you know that it's too big because it's going past the center line. So you can shrink it down, duplicate one to the other side. So that's just, I just, conveniently set it up for you where you have a template. If you're not doing a full wrap, or you can still do a full wrap on this, you do the same thing. You're going to click on the rectangle. You're going to fill it in with color, or you're going to fill it in with a pattern, or you're going to crop a pattern to it, and then you'll put the rest of your designs. And those are just guidelines to know where to put things. Because they are like you see up here, the line is 0, the weight is 0, they will not print. So you can, if you wanted to, you can take this entire thing. I'm going to group it together, like even with the lines on it. I'm going to rotate it.
So what do you mean it won't print?
They won't print. The lines will not print.
Oh, you mean the lines surrounding it, the red
Yeah,
lines?
the red or the black lines, because you see I have dotted lines on there, they will not print because there's no weight to them.
I thought you meant my pattern wouldn't print. It's like, really?
No, the
Okay.
lines will not print. So now
Okay.
you can move the whole thing there, just center it on it, and you can print it. You can leave the guidelines there, or you can take them off. That's up to you. But you can now save this, and you basically have a pattern. I mean, you have a template that's already set up for you. Well, now this is set up based off of my tumbler. You have to measure yours. So if you go and you measure your tumbler, and let's say your tumbler measures 7.5 inches in height, you want to make that 7.65. If it measured 9.3 around, you're going to make that 9.4 by 7.65. That's my recommendation, is to go 0.1 wider, 0.15 taller.
Okay. I do have a question. When you were doing those separate, like for one for each side, that circle. So would it's sublimation. So I'm going to mirror one. And if I wanted to look right on the other side, I wouldn't mirror it,
No,
you know?
you don't mirror it, you just duplicate it to the other side. So you're not mirroring, like you don't mirror them, because then it's going to look backwards. So if you have two different elements, it's going to just be like, it doesn't have to be the same. You can put a circle on one side and you can put text on the other side. If you want the circle on both sides, you're just going to duplicate it and just place it on the other side.
But wouldn't I have to mirror the image first to print it? Because
You
it would be backwards text.
you mirror in your print settings. Your print settings should already be set up for mirrored.
I usually mirror in this setting.
Okay, it's better for you to mirror it in your print settings.
Okay, I'm going to write that down because I always mirror there.
So you should have presets. We have a video that goes over it and it shows you how to set up your presets. And I mean, you can mirror it here. So if you want to mirror, if it has text on it and you want to mirror it here, you prefer to do it before you put it on your page. You're just going to select the whole thing. You're going to click on it and you're going to go flip horizontally.
Yep,
And then you're just going to rotate it and then put it on there. If you prefer to do it that way, that's fine. But I normally just kind of have my personal preference is it's in my print settings, but you can mirror it here, but you don't mirror until after you have everything set up.
Mm-hmm. So my question is, you just hit that horizontally. Was that for the flip side of one?
Or no, the entire thing flipped.
Yeah, I know. But if that was two different objects, would one, when you're printing it?
No, I selected the entire thing, the whole thing mirrored.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess somewhere in my mind, I'm just thinking that it would look backwards. Like, I don't know. See, I'm getting confused because I was, of course, listening to someone and they said that when they print it, they make the image on the other side the opposite of the one that's facing the person that's holding the cup.
Okay, so that's different. That's what you're talking about, a mug.
Okay.
And so you still don't mirror it. You just put it on the other side. So basically what they're trying to tell you, if you're looking, okay, if this was a mug, which now I'm going off of this, we're just talking about tumblers, but it's okay. If this was a mug and okay, you see how this is your left side of the template. This is the right side. If you wanted it for someone when they're holding it, once you actually, like if you're going to do it as a full wrap. Now, if you're just going to cut it out and you're going to tape all around the sides, you're going to put it on whichever side, like hold it in your hand. It's that opposite side. You're going to put it there. But if you're doing something as a full wrap, if it's for someone that's right-handed and they want the design to be outside when they're holding it in their hand, you put the design on the left-hand side. If it's somebody that's left-handed and they want the design on the outside when they're holding it in their hand, you put your design. So it's not mirroring it. You just put the design on this side.
Okay.
And if they're right-handed and they want it to be facing them when they're holding it, you put it on the right side, and same thing for the left. So you don't mirror. If you mirror the design, when you go to put it on the cup, it's going to be backwards because you're going to, Because, like, okay, if you just mirror the design itself, like if you had two and you mirrored one of them is going to be backwards on the cup. So you set
Okay.
everything up first as far as placement, and then
Mhm.
you flip it, which is why I don't bother to flip. I let the print settings do it because that part can be confusing. So your main focus, especially as a beginner, my recommendation for any beginner would be to design it as is, because you're doing it in Silhouette Studio. You're not doing like Canva and then you have to mirror it in Canva first before you save it. You're in a design program that has print drivers and print properties, and it allows you to hit mirror. So my recommendation, design it the regular way on your computer. You should be able to clearly see it. You put it on your page, you print it, and mirror should be a preset in your print settings. So when you click on your sublimation settings, it's going to already have the paper type, the quality, the density, it's going to be mirrored, your like quiet, like all of those things will already be done. You should be clicking one item in which we have videos that goes over that part.
Well, I have everything else, but I just have the mirror on check.
Yeah, so you
It's
should check it and then save it as a
that's how
preset.
it goes. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just had it on check because somewhere, I don't know, I people tell me to do things, I do things. So somewhere somebody said, always mirror in the program. And it's like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But now I definitely understand what you're saying about it being back. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that because it was like I was thinking, how am I wanting to do it
Yeah.
on side?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, and that's why I'm very careful in saying my recommendation is because it's not set in stone. Some
Yeah.
people, they prefer to have it mirrored in, like they will mirror in the program. But it's like let's say if they listen to one person that's saying, okay, I mirror in the program, but that person doesn't say, I also don't have mirror check in my print settings. And the person who's getting information, okay, well, I watched the professor and she had mirror selected in her print settings. Well, if they mirror in the program and you mirror in the print settings, when it prints out, it's going to be right side. When you sub it, it's going to be backwards.
Yeah. And
So it's best to make sure that you're getting that full scope from like design to print from one person to fully understand the process.
that's true. And in my own mind, I was thinking, okay, because I did backwards things when I go to print on the regular printer, like stickers and stuff on my other printer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, why don't I just have my sublimation? I mean, it's only sublimate, and sublimate you always flip,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Unless you're doing it on glass and you're going to put it underneath the glass. Other than that, yes. Or if you are doing like well, no, I still mirror it. Like if you're printing directly to Easy Subly or something like that, then you don't have to mirror it because the print side is like already on top and the heat's on the bottom. But for traditional sublimation, yes, you are always going to mirror. That's why we set it up where your print settings are already mirrored.
And that means yes. Yeah, I in my own mind I was thinking that, but like I said, when if you tell me to do it that way, I'm gonna try and do it that way. I don't want to go outside the box till I learn it first.
Yeah.
Then I might do something different, but I'm not gonna try it on my own to start with.
Yeah, it's important for especially like newbies like that. I know it might be a little bit difficult for some to figure out who's going to be the right instructor. But if you just start, you can watch things like maybe like for inspiration for designs and things like that. But for that fundamental stuff, especially until you get a good handle on it, it really is important to learn it from one person. Now, it's not to say that that person's way is going to be perfect and it's going to work for you. But if you start to get a bunch of different teaching styles or different recommendations and different preferences in the beginning, and you don't have a way to like really know, okay, I'm going to take this from this person and this, it's going to just get confusing and you're going to end up with a bunch of like messed up prints and stuff like that. So the best thing for the foundational part is to learn from one person. And then as you grow, you can, you can get other trainings and stuff, because you'll kind of know what they say, eat the meat, spit out the bones, or chew the meat, spit out the bones. You'll kind of know what you need to like maybe adjust and what you don't. But as a beginner, you don't want to confuse yourself. One instructor or maybe two instructors that are very similar would be the best route.
Well, I guess my biggest problem is that everybody that I watch for design, like the things I want to learn how to make, because I don't know any of this stuff, they all have cameos. So I'm going back to my silhouette, and it's like, okay, what?
Well, so I mean, if you're cutting something, that's different. But just for design, you have to remember that Silhouette Studio does not require a machine, which is why I teach it. I don't teach it. I don't say can't. It really, it kind of, it makes me cringe when people say, "Oh, I'm going to teach you Silhouette Cameo," and they're talking about the program, because those are two different things. You don't need a Cameo to learn Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio is a design software, it has nothing to do with the machine. Now, if you're doing something where you're going to cut, yes, it is the software that is the only way that you can send something to that machine, but they're not connected. So you're not learning, in learning this, you're not learning for a Cameo machine. You are learning this program to simply set up designs.
That's the way it is with my embrilliance for my embroidery. You can, like, you can take it on any machine, but you're designing in embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way this is. I'm so thankful that somebody led me to a silhouette instead of the other. Like, I'm sorry.
You still would have found me, even if I have a lot of Cricut hybrid users, so you still would have found me. You just have to, it's some Cricut people like that will feel like, I guess they'll kind of like almost like reject it. So you just have to be one of those Cricut people like, okay, wait, I hear what she's saying. Even though I have a Cricut, I can still learn from her for a design, and then I can take it over there. So I eventually I'll have a little bit more Cricut folk when they realize, you don't have to have one over the other. You can learn both. So eventually you still would have found me. It's okay.
But I would have had to learn all them others.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Tons of other things that it's like, that's a lot to learn, like 6 different programs to get where I'm at right now, and I can go directly to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize that. Or I don't know. Yeah. I'm just blessed. Thank you. I'm blessed.
All right. So I see a question here. I don't do anything. I wrap them, I put them in the oven. Once you wrap, like, you don't have to, just because you have more than one in there, you don't have to add anything extra for pressure. You wrap it, that's the pressure. You just put them in there. I personally don't rotate because I don't use a small convection oven. The smaller the oven, yes, you are going to have to rotate because it's too close to the heating element. But I don't rotate because I do mine in a larger format oven. So I never rotate, whether I'm in my oyster or if I'm in my regular oven.
Have you ever used those clippy things to help you?
No, I don't need any of those, so I don't use those.
I'm such a gadget buyer. It's bad. It's like, really? Yeah, I bought feet for my Cameo, now that you talk about it, and I got a new desk, and I can't use the feet on it. It's like, oh, darn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll probably work better when it sets up higher. I will tell you that one bar that goes on the front, and I've got the one that you hook in there and it makes it go straighter. It's another piece. Those I think are good.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't even bother to look into those. I've never needed. Now they can be great, especially if you have mobility issues. You don't have as much strength in your hands. But if like my method, you really anyone can do it. So I've never had to look into those. I don't use any of those things. And I've seen the commercials and stuff, but I would not really know about them because I've never needed one of them. I tell people, if you need it, that's an option. But the way that I do mine, I don't need it.
Yeah, I might, only because I don't have as much strength.
Okay, woo, there she is. Okay, hold on. Let me send her this message with the with the Zoom link. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hopefully she gets this in time, and hold on. Okay. All right. Let's see. She finally wrote back.
So should I get out of share?
Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So that was sent to her. Hold on. Okay. So hopefully Allison will come on. All right. So who was that? Stephanie, I think someone said. So this is not an all the time type deal. There was someone that made a comment on my video on YouTube, and I'm notorious for letting things pull on my heartstrings. And the fact that she just seemed like defeated and wanted to throw stuff away, I don't like for people to feel that way, because it can be simplified. It can be a beautiful thing. It can be a rewarding thing to learn Solicitor and to create something for yourself, or to create something for a family member, create something for a gift, or even monetize it. So the fact that she was like, I want to just throw everything away, I was like, I can't have that. We cannot have that. Hi, Allison. We're just talking about you. So I'm like, I wanted to make sure that you felt welcome. So right now it's not a one-on-one with just us. This is my Essentials of Silhouette Studio family. So these are all Silhoueholics. Everybody, welcome Allison to say hi. Unmute and say hi. Oh, y'all not gonna say hi to her? Okay, there we go.
Hi.
So we don't bite here. We're here to help. All right. So yeah, Baby G, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect yours. That way she will be able to share her screen.
Okay.
I just did that one. All right. So hold on. Let me do something real quick. So Stephanie, because I saw that and I'm like, I don't want her to give up. So I told her, I was like, hey, if you're available right now, I can create a Zoom and we're going to hop on and we're going to make sure that you understand this and figure this all out. And so I invited all of my Essentials Studio students. So if you are enrolled in Essentials Studios, if I ever do anything like this ever, which I probably will, it's not an actual class. It will be in the community. So when you go onto your dashboard at the bottom, you should see my beautiful face. It's a blue background and it says Silhoueholics Lounge. So you'll click on that and it'll have like different events and stuff. It'll also send you like emails that, there's an event there if I'm going to do like an impromptu Zoom or impromptu class or impromptu study session. But our study sessions on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is basically this, right? So you can come in on Wednesdays. For February, we are looking to add at least one per month that is in the evening or on a weekend. But for January, they were all on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a standing appointment that is on your dashboard. You can click on that, join the Zoom session, and it's just like this. It's Q&A, but that is Q&A for anything.
I told him he better not, absolutely no way go out of
that is Q&A for any question that you have. This particular one, I'm not fielding any questions outside of Summation Tumblers because this was for my new dear friend Allison, and we're going to help her. So Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join and ask any questions, share your screen, and get the same level of help as long as you are enrolled in Essentials of Silhouette Studio, okay? All right. Hi. Okay, wait. I got to turn my camera on because I need you to see my face. Hi, Allison. How art thou? How are you?
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
There we go.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So you are in a safe space now. Breathe. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to throw anything away. We're going to help you figure this out, okay?
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So, are you on a phone or are you on the computer that has Silhouette?
I'm actually on my phone and on my computer because I was like, I don't know how to like split the screen with a Zoom call and be on the
Okay.
call and in the
So
studio.
you won't have to worry about splitting the screen because there's an option for you to share your screen. So we're all going to see what you see on your side and you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to literally walk you through. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to request remote control so I can help you along the way. But we're going to see your screen. So you don't have to worry about a split screen for this one. Now, when it's my classes, it's either split screen or you can watch it on a different device from the stream one. But for this,
Okay.
if you come back in, you can actually be on both. If you come in on your phone, just don't turn the audio on. It's going to ask you, do you want to join via audio? Just put no, like computer audio, put no, but join from your computer. That way you can share your screen and we're going to walk you through this. Okay. You're going to make the best tumbler. Your first tumbler is going to be the best tumbler.
Well, I hope so.
Okay.
So I'm pulling this up on my laptop.
No problem.
And I just upgraded my laptop to a brand spanking new one.
Uh-huh.
Mine was 10 years old. And so I'm still learning how to do Windows 11.
Oh, okay.
I'm a massage therapist, so I don't need a laptop. I don't need to use any of that stuff. And so now I'm just signing in on my laptop. So now I'm behind the ball with technology.
Yeah. So Nani says, please don't give up.
Oh gosh. Thank you. Okay, register and join. And then I'll, turn it off on my phone as soon as it's up here.
Yep.
Launch meeting.
Catherine, Professor Best Friend, I put a ceramic mug in the oven with your settings and it came out amazing. Awesome. So if you didn't see my post while she's setting up, if you didn't see my post, we are giving our website a makeover. And our mantra for this year is your research starts here, as well as the incredible journey starts here. So we want to we want to kind of highlight and for people to see like where they started from, where they are now. So we are asking that if you use Silhouette Studio products, or if you created something that you learned from one of our classes, to submit it to us via email or via like you can make a post, you can tag us, because we're going to have a feature section on our website now that shows all of you guys' great works as you're on this incredible journey, right? So make sure that you do submit that picture to us.
Okay.
All right. So if you're are you on your computer? Are you still getting in? Okay, no problem.
Hang on one second.
No problem. While you're doing that, I'm going to answer the question. So Shar, I've done the full-on method a couple times. I actually just did it. It wasn't yesterday. It was Friday. On Friday, I did Wherefore Art Thou Tumbler. Hold on. I got my little bin down here because I cleaned up in here yesterday. So I got to figure out, there's 1,001 tumblers in here. So I did the tumbler to match my Valentine socks. So I did this one on Friday. And I showed the whole wrap method and all that stuff. Now, if you don't have the heat tape from my website, I cannot guarantee the same type of result, or I still can't guarantee even with ours, but there's a specific type of tape I use. I use 1-inch tape and I use 2-inch tape. Now, if you're like, oh, all I have is a 1/2-inch tape, I want to just put it all down the edges, and I can't. Don't know what to tell you. So with my method, it requires 1-inch tape, 5 pieces, the blue painter's tape, and the 2-inch tape. You can try it with other tapes, but I can't really help you if you run into issues in like pinpointing what those issues are.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, that's it. You have to turn one of the audios off.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Alrighty. So you're going to hit at the bottom of your screen. It's going to say share screen. It should be a green arrow and a green button. Once you hit that, you should see something that says desktop. You're going to click that, and then there's a blue share button at the bottom on the right. There you go. So perfect, 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 perfect. All right. So I'm going to request remote control. You just have to approve that. And I'm going to turn off my big old head. There might be a box that may or may not be in your way that has everyone's name on it. If you pull that over to the side, at the very top left-hand corner, there should be like a little line, a box, double boxes. If you click that first one, it's going to minimize it to just a talking box, and then you can move it out of the way. So that way you don't have any distractions. You're good? So I'm going to send a request for you to unmute. That way you can talk through it. If you don't have a microphone, you should have a microphone on that one. If you don't have one on there, then you can always join from your phone, but you just have to go on the computer and turn off like where the microphone is. It'll say leave computer audio. So I'm asking you to unmute. If you're not able to unmute, then join back from your phone. And then on the computer, just click on the up arrow next to the microphone, go to leave computer audio. That way we don't have any audio. We don't have the feedback from the speakers, and you're communicating with me through your phone. Hello, Ruth. Welcome, welcome. All right, while she's getting her mic, does anyone have any questions as it relates to sublimation tumblers and designs and setups only?
There we go.
There we go. Gotcha. All right. So I know on the our video that you watched over on YouTube, that you were saying that it wouldn't let you drag and drop your image into like the template, right?
Correct.
It
kept drawing all of these extra boxes.
Okay. So that is something we do have a video that goes over like settings. We have a program that's called Essentials to Silhouette Studio, and we kind of go over the basics of everything. And that is something that we addressed in like the first session of this year, and then like the second session from the original 30 days. So this is for anyone, right? If you are having an issue with it constantly drawing, it is because of your preferences and your settings. So you guys are all getting, if you haven't seen this before, you're going to get a free lesson. So what I want you to do, that I call it a sprocket. I'm old school. I watched the Jetsons, and that was the company he worked for. So it looks like a little gear. I call it a sprocket. So on the right hand side, all the way at the bottom, that little gear, that blue gear, I want you to click on that. There you go. See, you a Jetsons kid. Click on that. All right, you're going to go to where it says tools.
Righty. Tools.
It's at the top. There you go, right there. All right. So right now you have everything set to continue drawing shapes, continue drawing freehand, continue using eraser. That means whenever you like make a shape or you do something, it's going to keep doing that same action. So what we want to do is click on those drop downs and choose select. So that's now when you make the box, it's going to automatically go back to a selection. That's going to go back to the arrow. So choose select for all of those. Okay. And then just go ahead and hit OK. Nope, that one's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. So now just hit OK. So now it's going to stop doing that, right? So we're going to, I'm going to highlight. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait, did it not? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. All right, so we're going to come over here, make a box. See, now you see a selection box. So now you will never have that issue again.
Oh my gosh, that was so simple. That I knew it was user error. I knew it was because I was following your YouTube video and you were just like click, 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 and you were explaining it very simply.
So
it wasn't hard to follow you at all. And that's why I was like, I don't even know anymore. I can't figure it out. I quit.
So that's the thing too, because of the settings.
Thank you.
Yeah, because of the settings, and mine was already set up. But you just let me know that, I mean, there might be some little things that I can do, like even if it's like a pre-recorded part that I put at the beginning of my videos, like depending on like your setup. So there is a way around that. But of course, if no one's ever told you, you won't know. So what happens for anyone else that's watching this, if if you ever have to turn that back on, once you draw a shape, there's keyboard shortcuts. So you can hit V on your keyboard, it'll automatically switch to the arrow. Or once you draw the shape, you just go up to the arrow and click that, and then it puts you back in selection mode. But now you're all good. You don't have to worry about it. Whenever you draw a shape, it's going to go back to, so you see how it says select? So it's going to go back to that mode.
Okay.
All right. Now, with dragging and dropping, were you trying to drag and drop from an internet file or a background that was on your computer?
An internet file.
Okay. So internet files, you cannot drag and drop. You have to right click on it and copy, and then come to Silhouette Studio and then paste. So you only drag and drop into a shape if it is something that is saved on your computer.
Okay.
So you want to try it?
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. And I misunderstood you. That logo that you see on the screen, that was something that's saved to my computer.
Okay.
And I imported it.
Okay.
And it hit in that white box, and I was following what your picture looked like on your video. And so I was able to pull it out of the white box and put it aside. But then after that, that's when it went sideways. And you were like, oh, we're just gonna, I think you were doing, I can't remember which video, but it was a Halloween, it was what's that, Hocus Pocus, I think it was.
Okay.
And you picked it up and put it inside the red box. And I was like, okay, and this is where I go off. This is where I couldn't get it to work anymore.
All right. So what background were you, or what image were you trying to bring in? So where you got frustrated at, we're going to walk through that exactly. So if it was on a web page, if it was on your computer, I want you to go to what it was that you were trying to do, and we're going to help you through this.
Okay. Well, okay, so I was following your directions of creating the triangle, which I did. Create the shape.
So watch now. Go ahead, make a shape and let go, and see it goes to select. There you go.
Okay, and then you said to do 9.35. Right? By 8.25.
You can do 8.25 or 8. Well, have you ever measured? You have 88. Go back. Yeah. Have you ever measured your actual tumblers?
I have not. They were just standard blanks.
So there's no such thing as a standard blank. every
Okay.
company makes them different. So
Okay.
my settings are based off of like the tumblers that I use. So you'll have to kind of figure out yours, like to get the best one. Now this should be a universal one and it should work because I don't think there's any that's really over 8.25. So you should be okay. So just go ahead and hit enter.
Okay.
All right. And then let's just get rid of these. So I'm just going to click and drag. Char, was it Char? My marching ants, they're not bad. We got our marching ants, and then we're just going to delete. Okay, marching ants
Okay.
again, and we're going to delete. That's an inside joke because she's like she doesn't like my marching ants.
Okay.
She don't like my marching ants. All right. So I'm just going to pull this to the side because I see you have a very beautiful design over there. Now, here's my rule of thumb. Uh-oh, wait, that is definitely wrong. Oh, okay. I see why I did that. You see at the top, your lock is engaged.
Okay.
So that's going to make it proportional. When you change one, it's going to automatically change the other side. So in order to make it go and like force it to the size that you want it to be, you have to unlock it. So where it says unlock aspect ratio, click there. Now that's unlocked. Now go back to the width and make that 9.35. Or say it 9.4, just to be on the safe side. 9.4. 9.4. It's 8 right now. Yeah.
Sorry.
Enter. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, the rule of thumb is once you measure yours around, if it measures 8.2 around, you're going to make your width. I'm sorry, if it measures 9.2 around, you're going to make your width 9.3. If you go and you measure yours and it's 9.4, you're going to make it 9.5. For the height, because I like to have a little bit above, a little bit below. Some people don't do that, like they don't fold it underneath and they want it to be the exact height. Now, if you want it to be the exact height and you don't mind if you end up with a little bit of white at the bottom, hey, you can do the exact height. I personally do 0.15 longer than whatever I measure the height at. So the tumblers I use, they measure 8 inches in width. So I use 8.15. At that time, they were like 8.1. So like 8.15 is what I use. So width, we add on 0.1 for whatever measurement you get for your tumbler. And height, we add on 0.15.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that part.
That is
All right. So now what we trying to bring in?
okay. So I was following your tutorial on YouTube and you took your image and put it inside the box. And this is where you were saying that some people say that you're supposed to size it, but that's not how you do it. You do it to fit once you get it in that box.
Okay. So do you have the back? That's what I'm saying. Go to wherever the background that you were trying to follow along with. Was it this design? Because that's not a background. So that's just resizing it. So a background is a little bit different than if you were trying to put this. Then if you're trying to put this one on a tumbler, that's a little bit different than a full background.
Okay.
So what were you doing exactly?
Hocus Pocus, but it was a full wrap.
Okay, so where's your Hocus Pocus design? So go to the internet, like you'll minimize silhouette, go to the internet, and then find like whatever you were doing. I want you to go through those exact same steps.
Well, that's what you were doing. I think you were using Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
That's what I was following on your and I got this far.
Oh, so you never even pulled in a background because you couldn't figure out the boxes.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I understand now. All right. So let's work with what we have on the screen right now, and then we'll do a background.
Okay.
So my recommendation is going to be to save this as basically like a template that you're going to use every single time, right? Okay. So with that right there, I'm going to have you go up to File. Is at the top. Go to File. Go to Save Selection, because we have the template selected. So go to Save Selection. save to hard drive, and then you're going to put 20-ounce tumbler template. L. Oh, it's okay. So now it's okay. Yeah, it just says Tumbler, but it's okay as long as you remember it. So now, anytime you want to design, you can bring that up, but just make sure that you don't hit like you don't open that up and then you just start designing and then you hit save, because then you're never gonna have that as a clean template ever again unless you go and you resave it. So when you open that one, like let's say you want to tomorrow, you're going to start a new Tumbler design, you can open that one. You should immediately go file, save as, save to hard drive, and then save it as some other name, not that name. That way you don't mess up your original. You can also make this a file in your library that you can always open. So I want you to go back to file again. Go to save selection again, and you're going to go save to library. And then hit next, next. Oh, I'm not sure if you want to close off. It doesn't show your password. No. But yeah, so yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, you can do that and save it to your library. That way you also have like a second, like you have a secondary version of it. So we're just going to duplicate this so that you can have another one, another template. My students know we duplicate everything. We duplicate everything. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Duplicate. So with what you have on your screen right now, if you wanted this on just a white tumbler, you're not going to put any background on it. Okay, I'm going to set this up just so you already have it, but I'm going to still walk you through it. Okay. Everyone should have what's called a safe zone. Because we're making this, when we do that extra 1.5, that is what's called a bleed. That's gonna like not end up on the front part of your tumbler. It's gonna wrap underneath. It's gonna technically go inside and it's not gonna be there. So your safe zone is where everything will actually, like, this is what you like, that no matter what, this is not gonna get cut off. And that's what you want to size this to. If you size this to fit right inside of here, right to the edge, you're going to lose the top and you're going to lose the bottom because that's going to wrap underneath. Okay. So we do a safe zone. I'm going to zoom in real quick. And I'm going to do offset. And I'm going to go internal offset. And I'm going to do this one at 0.5 because we still haven't didn't account for like the original one. Now, a background, we fill in all the way to the edge. But this one right here, like, and I always make it green and I make it a dotted line. You don't put anything here. You don't really touch this at all. It's just a line that tells you I want to make sure that my design like the major parts of my design, any text or anything like that, it falls within here so that I make sure that it does not get cut off. Okay, that makes sense. And then if you want to have a background to this, you would click here, go over to your palette. This is important for everyone. The colors that you see here, never print that way. Never, ever, 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 ever use Silhouette's standard palette for coloring. Now, if you're going to print something, it's great to kind of just have it represent a color of vinyl, maybe to do a mock-up, things like that. But you never, ever, ever use their standard colors other than black and white for actual printing. Okay, never use their colors. So you want to use color charts, or you want to sample from an image. Now, if you're using backgrounds and stuff, that's different, but you never want to use those. Now, I was going to do like a lighter color on here. I'm going to pick a color just for the sake of like filling this in. So it is to the front. This would freak out the average newbie. Whoa, what the heck happened? Where did my design go? When it was no color, it's like a window. You can see through it. This image is to the back. So when you fill it in with color, it looks like it went away, but it didn't. You click on it, you right click on it, or two finger tap for my Mac users, and you send to the back. Now our design is here. Our background is there and our design is to the front. So if you were to wrap this, your white tumbler now changes to this tannish color, and you would have your design right in the center.
Okay.
Okay.
And that actually is a gorgeous color.
All right, but I do recommend using color charts versus like I just kind of picked a random color. This can play tricks on you as far as what you see on screen and then how it sublimates, especially depending on which printer you're using. If it's a converted printer that's an EcoTank versus a workforce printer versus a true Epson. I'm not going to get into like all the logistics of that. I have that in a few different classes, but what you see on your screen doesn't always print that way. So color charts are really, really important. I do sell them like on the website, and I'm going to show you a picture of what I do with them. So I'm going to go like this, start my video. All right. Everyone can see me right now, right? I think.
Yes.
So this right here, I always do a color chart. I have them on my Tumbler. I have them on a bunch of different felt sheets or fabric. Felt is 100% polyester. So I have color charts galore. And that's how I know like what color I want to use. So let's say I wanted something that was that particular color. Let's see. This is color chart number 4. Oh, this is ICM. I guess I can still kind of sort of use this one. Okay, yeah, I like that one. So that color is. This
is a reminder. Take your
Alexa, stop.
Oh, Alexa, remind me too, child, because I got to take mine. I had a heart attack in June, so I got to remember to take my medicine. So Alexa, remind me too, girl. Remind me too. Okay, so right here where it says hex code, when you have your color chart, you're going to put in the code there. So this color that I kind of sort of like on here is FFD180. Okay. It looks, that one looks a little orangish there, but it looks different on my Tumbler. Although that is ICM. Let me see a different one.
That's okay. That's nice.
And
because
then go ahead.
Even though I've never sublimated a tumbler yet, I know that what comes out on the sublimation paper, it doesn't look the same as when it's actually heated up and printed.
Mm-hmm. So you see how I'm going to undo. This is another thing that I always teach my students is to remove the line color. So you see how it looks now. The red for any design, it's going to kind of change the look of it, and that throws people off sometimes. When I come right here to the top where this line is, that tells you where you're going to adjust your line color at. I'm going to click on that drop down, and then I'm going to go right here. That very first one is no color. And see how that changes. So I'm going to go with the red, without the red. So I always recommend once you have something filled in with color, or if it's like a picture or something, that you remove the outline. You don't want to see the outline. So that's that as far as just like setting up something that is just one single image. Now, if you are bringing in a background, we're going to do that. So I'm going to just make a duplicate here. Okay. And I want you to go to Google, I guess, on your computer. So go ahead and try and pull up Google.
Okay. And what am I?
Do you have two screens or one? Do you have two screens or one screen?
I just have one screen.
Okay.
Alexa, stop.
When you hit share, did you share just the silhouette screen or did you do your entire desktop?
I think I just did the silhouette.
Okay,
screen.
that's why we can't see it. All right, so I'm going to hit stop share real quick. Okay, so I want you to now go in and share, but tell it desktop or entire screen. It'll say something like that. So hit share again and choose the one. It should be the very first one at the top or something like that. And it'll say desktop or entire screen. Click that so that I can show you how you're going to drag and drop images into, well, drag and drop or copy and paste.
Okay. Mine, when I click on share screen, it says screen and there's a picture of you.
Yeah,
and
click
then
that.
Says, okay.
And then hit share again.
Okay.
Okay, so it says screen. All right. So now go over to your web browser, whichever one you use.
Okay.
And let's search a background.
Like what kind of background?
Whichever, like what kind of Tumbler would you want to make? Let's do Hocus Pocus. I'm not even sure where I got that one from. So
that sounds good. I'm like, I don't know.
So Hocus Pocus and then do clip art.
Hocus Pocus.
Take off online. And you can either do clip art or like background or clip art, one of those. So just, yeah, so you don't have to put free, just hit clip art. Okay, let's see. None of those are like major backgrounds. I guess we can do, click on the fourth one.
This one?
Okay, that looks like it's going to be square. Oh wait, let me request remote control again.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let me see. Let's just do Hocus Pocus, or let's just do. All right, so now we're going to go images. All right. Okay. We're going to go here. So you click on it and it's going to give you a preview, right?
Okay, yeah.
And okay. Uh-oh. Ooh, I like that one though. Okay. It looks like it probably won't fit, but because it's too long. Hold on. I'm used to Google, so this is a little different for me. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Why do I feel like everything I'm clicking on is not okay? So if you right click on it, you get this menu and you go copy image. All right.
Okay.
You then come down to Silhouette Studio and you right click again and you go paste. That's how I got the Hocus Pocus on there, or either maybe I had a file that I downloaded from somewhere.
Okay.
This one, we want no color in it. You're going to click on it and size it up. I like to send it to the back so I can see the line, and it needs to go past the line to crop it. And this is what I was saying on the one where I was like, well, you may not be able to get all of the image because it's not proportional to the size of the template. So a lot of this is going to get cut off. Some people will teach you to do this. I despise this because you're now changing the image. You're squishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't ever
Okay, yeah.
recommend doing that. You want to make
Yes,
it.
that's the exact part of your video where I got, and then I couldn't get any further.
So if you end up doing this, it's going to, like I said, squish it. So you want to just make the design bigger than whatever box you have there. So now I want you to click above. So you're going to left click above and bring it down. So that's called click and select or drag and select. So click above and drag down. So not right click, left click. So click your left mouse button and pull your mouse down. Okay, there you go. You don't have to go that far. Okay. Right there. That selected the template box and the image. Now bring your mouse over the image. It has to be over the image. Right click. I'm sorry, not right click. I'm tripping. Go over to the left, the right hand panel. So on this side, this the icon, come down. You're going to look where it says modify, down one more, down. Right there. That's your modify panel. Click on that. You're going to choose crop. That's now cropped into there. You can print it out and you can sub it, or you can add text on top of it. Okay. So we're going to try that again. I want you to click on the heart one, right click and duplicate. Okay. And then move that out of the way. And on the color palette, that very first one is no color. So click on that. All right. And then let's add a line color back. So I'm going to just come over here at the top and make it back red. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the internet. All right, let's get some class participation. Let's help out Allison. What is something that she could search to find a background? So go back to the internet. What is something else that she should select? I'd like to hear voices, not just comments. So someone unmute, give Allison a suggestion of something to search.
She can do glitters or watercolors or something.
Okay, so she said watercolors. So exit full screen. Okay. All right, you're gonna just go back to the what's this thing? The search. So put watercolor backgrounds. And then enter. And then click where it says images. Oh, wait, what happened? All right, go back up to the search part and type in watercolor background again. I don't know why it switched. Okay, there it is. No, it's about time. Watercolor background. All right, now scroll down. All right, pick any one of those. Just click on it. All right, so now right click on it. Copy image.
That was right. Copy image, correct.
Yes. Go back to Silhouette Studio and paste. All right, bring it down. There you go. Good job. And that's already a little bit bigger. Perfect. Select it.
Okay. Sorry, let me turn my phone off. This is just like when I'm giving a massage. Nobody ever calls me or reaches out to me until I actually have my hands on a client. Okay. Oh my God. All right, I literally turned it off. Sorry about that.
Nope, you're good.
Okay. So, all right. So we did, so hang on. What did we do? We
click
over here.
Nope, not yet. So click on the screen, click and drag. So left click your mouse. No, move your mouse out. No, move the mouse outside. Click there, left click, and then move your mouse in. No. So you have to click it. You have to keep holding down the left mouse key to click and drag. Oh, hold on. No, I'm moving it. Hold on. Undo.
Oh.
Okay. So you're going to see, I'm going to come out here. The mouse is out here. You're going to click, hold down your left mouse key, and this is where you get your marching ants. That's how you know you're going to drag and select.
Right,
and you bring that over to select it. Okay. So go ahead. And move your mouse over.
Why am I not getting?
So you have to click it, and then move your mouse.
Okay, click it and then move it.
Yeah, see, okay. There you go. Now let go of it. You don't have to do the whole thing. So this is probably what Shar does why she doesn't like my marching ants. You tried to select too much. It's set up to where all you have to do is touch it. You don't have to go to the top or anything like that. You literally can come right in. So I'm gonna click drag, and I'm going to come toward the middle, and that's it. You just need to touch it, and now it's selected. So I want you to try it again. Click and move. There you go. Let go. Now go over to modify. Oh, trust me, I know, Shar. When you wrote it, I know what your problem was. And then crop. There you go. So you now have a background. Do you have any backgrounds that are saved on your computer yet? Like any digital papers? No?
No, this is the first time I'm doing anything with my Tumbler press that I got for Christmas. I got everything. Santa was good to me, bought me the sublimation printer, a new laptop, the heat press for t-shirts and all, the Tumbler press, and the cutting machine.
Okay, hold on one second.
Santa got me everything, and I don't know anything that I'm doing.
All right.
And by Santa, I mean my mom.
Okay, hold on. Let's do oh man, why does it never show up? Let's see. SA Creative, or is it
and not for nothing, but I do have the converted Epson Eco Tank.
Okay.
As my sublimation printer.
All right.
And by converted, I mean it was a brand new one that I I didn't convert an old one. I just
Okay. In Zoom, if you go to Zoom and you open up the chat, I just dropped a link in there. Click on that link. So go back to Zoom real quick. You should see the Zoom stuff, and you should be able to see the chat. Can you see it?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so click on that. Click on in the chat. I just put a link there. Click on that, and it should take you to Creative Fabrica because they always have some free stuff there. There we go. All right. So we're going to go to, all right, perfect. So we're going to go over here to freebies. Not that part. Hold on. Let's go to freebies. There we go. And then let's go free graphics. See, who was it that was Bevy Jean that does embroidery? There's some free embroidery files and stuff like that on Creative Fabrica as well. And let's see if we can't find, okay, let's say this one with, I like the glitter one here too. And of course, all of these are available. These are all free files, free backgrounds is all their free section. So let's just do, I love me a good paisley. I love me an abstract. Okay, so let's just do this boho. So we're going to click on that pattern and we're going to download this. All right, that's a pretty big one. So we're just going to wait for that to finish downloading. It's a pretty big file. Anyone want to unmute? You have questions while that's downloading. Anyone in the chat? Anyone on TikTok have a question in regards to Silhouette Studio for sublimation tumblers? Nice. I didn't know Creative Fabrica had free ones. Oh, they have a ton of stuff under freebies. Under the freebie section, there is a lot of stuff. All right. While that's downloading, I'm also gonna, since I can't do it from my screen, I'm gonna hijack yours real quick. If you are enjoying this, if this setup and being able to get help like this is something that you feel like will benefit you, I welcome you guys to visit our website and go to, like, scroll down to where it says Essentials of Silhouette Studio. So these are some of our design challenges. If you want to just kind of test me out, like kind of see how I am as an instructor, if it's going to be easy to follow, and it's going to take practice. That first time you might be frustrated. I'm not going to say that, it's not going to be a level of frustration, especially if this software is new for you, but you just kind of keep going. We do what's called I do, we do, you do. So even if you've never used Silhouette Studio before, the way that we do it, because you have the worksheet, you will be able to follow along as long as you kind of follow the steps and each click that I tell you to do. But those are design challenges. If you want to have access to the community, this is Essentials to Silhouette Studio. We literally go from, I'm not going to say beginning to end, but we tackle every single tool function that's essential to learning to design, or modify things, setting up your placement, sizing. So you can go through that. You get immediate access to all 30 days. You can watch them at your own pace. You don't have to start at day one or go in order. I do recommend watching day 1 through 4, because it goes over some of those things that, like Allison didn't know about, like the setup and preferences, saving. So I do recommend going through day 1 through 4 in order. However, you can jump around, like after that, jump around to whatever you want to go to. So if you want to jump to text, if you want to jump to tracing, edit points, if you're not really looking to, like, I mean, you're learning, but hey, I want to really see what this program can do. I recommend letting days 25, 26, you can skip over 27, 28 and 29 and 30. If you watch those and listen to like the questions, the reviews, looking at the things that you can design, stuff like that, it'll kind of give you an idea of how the program works. And then now you can go back to those tools, and those tools may make a little bit more sense compared to just going to the tools, because they're going to seem very foreign to you because there's no specific order. Each day it's like, it's not a soap opera where things connect. It is like a show where, I mean, it's just new episodes and they don't always like connect. So you can watch them in any order. Of course, if it's tracing, watch those two together. Watch um edit points together, but you get all access to it. And right now, for the entire first quarter, so January through March, we meet every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, for January, we're meeting every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For February, it's going to alter a little bit because we're going to add in some evening classes and maybe even one weekend session, some evening classes and a weekend session. But for this month, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we would meet. It's what's called a study hall session. This is where you can come in and ask any questions that you want on any topic, not just tumblers like we're doing tonight. Thursdays for the month of January, we had a lesson at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we teach different things. So we're basically going through that 30 days, but now you're getting to do it live, getting to do it, like, work along with me if you have 2 screens, ask questions. So you're in the room live learning with the live instructor. We're doing that now. You can join at any time. And then in the in the third quarter of the year, we're going to do it again. Same exact lessons, nothing's going to change. So if you want to just kind of come in and hang out with us and learn some more, you can do that. But the first and third quarter, we're doing them live, but you don't have to wait. You can jump in at any point in time because every lesson is a separate lesson. They don't connect to each other until we get to the design portion. Okay. So everyone has access. I mean, anyone can sign up for that, whether you are a Cricut user, Silhouette user. If so, it's not connected to any machine, guys. It's if you want to learn design for sublimation, for party favors, for paper crafting, for HTV, for adhesive vinyl, for embroidery, because you can set up designs and then make it easier to digitize it in your digitizing software. If you want to do anything for your business, if you want to create digital files, if you want to create files that you can sell, you can literally do all of that from Silhouette Studio. And if you are someone that's a Cricut user, you can design in Silhouette Studio, save it as an SVG, open it up in Cricut Design Space, and be able to cut. You can do the same thing with Leonardo. You can do the same thing if you know you have the StarCraft. This is a design program. The same way that Illustrator does not have a machine that is connected to it, you can operate Silhouette Studio in the same manner. So visit our website and check out that class. All right. So I think it downloaded. So we're going to click at the top. We're going to open the file. And it's a zipped, it should be a zip file. Let me see. Was it not zipped? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're going to go extract all. Okay. And I'm just going to leave it in like downloads, and we're just going to go extract, and we're going to see the completed files. Do I teach Canva? Not for designing. There's a lot of like little things I do like about Canva. Most times I'll create elements in Canva, save it as a PNG or a JPEG, and then I bring it over into Silhouette Studio and kind of set designs up there. But I don't really use it for designing. You can use it as a design software. A lot of people like it. I don't like that it's kind of internet based. One day I was designing in there and it drove me nuts. I do design things like brochures, some digital like planners and stuff like that, because you can have hyperlinks. So I do use it for certain things, but the level of designing that we do here, Canva just can't do all of those things. But I have some small teachers and stuff when it comes to Canva. All right, so here we are. We're going to go to JPEGs because that's like the solid one. You don't need a PNG for sublimation, guys. JPEGs work because they're just solid backgrounds. We're going to go view large icons so that we can see all these beautiful creations. All right. So what I want you to do now is pick any one of them. You're going to use your left mouse key. You're going to click it and drag it down to the silhouette icon. So it's going to pop up, and then you're going to drag it to the box. So pick any one of them. Drag it to the silhouette icon. Now take it over. Now move your mouse up to one of those boxes. Okay, you just dropped it in there. Okay, try it again. Go back in. Go to the, it should be right here. Hold on. It should be right here. Okay, pick one. Now this silhouette's open. Just drag it to the box. Drag it to one of those boxes. Put your mouse over one of the boxes. Oh, you let it go. It's okay.
So sorry.
No, you're good. So, I mean, this may happen too. It's not that it's wrong, but I was trying to show you what I did with the other one. So you see how big this is? We're going to shrink it down, and it's a square, and our Tumbler template is not square. So I'm going to just pull this here. All right. Now we drag and select and crop. So it would be kind of like the same thing with copying and pasting in there. But I want you to, how I did that one as far as dragging and dropping. So we're going to come to this again, pick a different one. And now that silhouette is open, you don't have to come back to the S. Just drag it and put your mouse over this box. So pick another one.
Okay.
Click and move it. And bring it into silhouette over that box.
There we go.
And see how it popped in there?
Yes.
So that's dragging and dropping. That only works when the file is open, like it's saved to your computer.
Okay.
So yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead.
from here, it's just a matter of choosing one of them and just printing it out.
Yep. So I was like, please ask the question, because sometimes they'll get in here. It's like, if I say, okay, that's it, I have students that'll be like, okay, like, all right, that's it. And they don't ask questions. I'm always trying to get them to ask questions. I was like, please ask, how do I print this? So you passed my test. Good job. All right. So we're going to go to the top, the icon at the very top on the right-hand side. So go to the right-hand side, all those icons, the very first one on the right, go all the way to the right, underneath send. Oh, whoa, what happened there? Okay, so we're going to click back on Silhouette. All right, so right here is what I'm talking about. So click right there.
Oh.
So because you're doing sublimation, you don't have a Silhouette machine, you don't have to have it set to Cameo. So that very first box that says machine, click on that, and you're going to go all the way to the bottom where it says none, because we're not using a machine. All right. Now you're going to go to where it says width, and you're going to make that 8.5. So type it in to the, no, highlight the numbers, and type in 8.5. Hit tab on your computer, on your keyboard, and then put 11, and then enter. All right, so that's your 8.5 by 11 paper that you're going to print to. So what you'll do is rotate it. So your design the way it is now. So let's do your actual design. We're going to select everything that's there. So click and select.
Those green dots will the broken lines show up?
No, they won't. Good question.
Okay.
Oh, you are really passing my test today. All right. So they will not. Anything that's aligned is great for indicators, being able to see where things are. As long as, see this whole thing from that red square all the way over, this all controls the line. As long as this says 0, it will not print. It's just an indicator. It's not, some people say, oh, it's a cut line. Not really. It's just an indicator. So as long as it says 0, it will not print. So you're going to select, click and drag and select that design, and we're going to group it together. So start your mouse on the outside. You always want to start with your mouse outside, left click, and then drag all the way to the middle. Okay, right there, let go. Leave your mouse there, right click now, and then group. So it's like the one, this middle, yeah, right there. Okay. Now I want you to go over. So I'm going to open it up. So look where I'm going to click at. This right here is your transform panel. You can detach it. If you click and move it, it detaches it away from it, and it won't, like, so now I can click on something else and it doesn't go away. So right here is your rotate. You're going to click on that, and you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. And then come back to transform this right here, as well as this icon. So this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. They're both center to page. You click on it, it centers it on there. Now, this one right here.
Now, do I need to mirror that since it has words on it?
It's best if you do it in your print settings, not in the program. So I'll show you that. So I recommend pushing this like up to the top some. That way, when you cut it down, you're just going to cut this one side, like down here. Okay. Down here is what the side that you'll cut. You want to leave that extra white paper to overlap to make sure that like no gases escape. That is one of the key things to not getting white cast lines, is not trying to cut it right exact, because then you kind of leave a gap. So I recommend, having that extra white paper. So you'll just cut the bigger side down and then wrap it. But I have videos that kind of express that. So for print settings, I couldn't do it with the Mac, but I can show it here. We're going to go to send to printer. We ignore this. We actually can turn this off. I'll show you how to turn it off. So I'm just going to hit print. That's not going to send it to your printer. Windows also has this very annoying screen that comes up because this is the print screen from programs like Excel, Word, like Microsoft, like actual programs. But for everything else, this does not work. It'll just keep going and going, and it's trying to connect because it's trying to connect to like Microsoft Word or Excel, or if you're just going to just like print a regular file. You exit out of here and you're left with this one. I can only go over the settings that I use for Honestly Speaking sublimation paper. Now, if your paper has a different setting recommendation, you can always create a preset for that. But I'm going to go through this for Honestly Speaking's sublimation paper. So you go to Preferences, and I use plain paper bright white. Quality is more settings, and you set it to the highest possible quality, and then hit OK. Quiet mode is on. If you want to see a print preview every time, you can click print preview here and it'll be a part of the settings, or like every once in a while you can just kind of go in there, but I don't put it. Then I'm going to go to more options. I'm going to go custom, advanced, color controls, change Epson Vivid to Adobe, RGB. I personally like Gamma 1.8 unless it's like really dark colors, then I would use 2.2. There are times where I have to change this, but it's a case-by-case situation as far as adjusting these. This is a whole nother like learning curve. And then we're just going to hit OK. And right here, mirror. It really does not matter if you have bidirectional on or off. Quiet mode is what's really going to slow it down. Then we're going to go over to maintenance, extended settings, thick paper and envelope. And with Honestly Speaking sublimation paper, we drop our density down anywhere from -5. If you're using premium matte, you may want to go down to like -20. Also, make sure that you're cleaning your rollers regularly. But this is normally what I do with our paper. So I'm going to leave it at 0 for now because your paper may not need it, whatever you're using. And then we're going to hit OK. And we're going to come back to more options or either main, and you're going to go add. Oh, right here, you never, ever, ever select this. Never, ever, 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 ever select it because it'll change the size. Never do, like if you have the large format, never do borderless, never select anything here. We're going to go add and remove presets. And I'm just going to go sub settings by professor for HS ink, because again, you can change it. I'm just doing it that way so you'll kind of just know that that was the one that I did. And then we're going to hit save and close. Now, if also we're going to come back here. If you want to move it up to the top, you just go like this. And if you want to hide these, because like these were settings that on a sublimation printer you're really not going to ever use, so we just hide those and then close. So now you're only going to see one. Add or remove presets. If you're no, not that. Close. I want to go back to main and I want to change this. So if your paper is one where they tell you to use premium matte, you're going to go presentation paper matte. I recommend leaving on standard. Do not use high, guys. That's way too much ink. Everything else can stay the same. But if you were using Honestly Speaking sublimation paper, you do have to take your density down quite a bit, like -21, -25, because it's going to put down way too much ink. So, again, I don't know which paper you're using.
It's the HCV Ront.
I don't know anything about that paper. All I know is about Honestly Speaking paper. So I don't know any settings for those papers. But if you're in groups and they give you recommended settings, you can use those. You can try the settings that I have put there and see if that works for you also. So you can go here. Like I said, some people will use, you'll see in groups that they're going to recommend 2.2. That part is totally up to you and how you set it up. So you're going to go add or remove presets. I'm going to go I forgot to put 8.5. So 8.5 by 11 premium matte RGB 2.2 sub. And so I always put sub so that you know that it is mirrored. I'm just going to pick a different one and save, close. That setting is there. If you want to then make it for 8.5 by 11 paper, 8.5 by 14, you change it to 8.5 by 14 and immediately go to add it. Don't change anything else. Click on here, change this to 8.5 by 14, save. That's going to be there. I'm going to come up here, 8.5 by 11, save. Oh, wait, shoot. No, this was 8. No, cancel. Dang it. Let's delete this one. Because we had to close it, we actually have to click on that setting first to then change it and then add a remove preset. 8.5 by 11. Save. Yeah. So yeah, so that's just a few of them and you can play around with those, but then you would just send it to print. So I'm going to just use this one for now because you can always see how this prints out for you. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit print and it should print out for you. Already, you see how on here you don't see any of the green lines?
Right.
Yeah, so it doesn't print. And then at some point it'll print out and you can make a tumbler. However, I'm not sure like if you've gotten that far as following the videos and knowing how to, right here for thick paper, do not show this again, and then just tell it to print.
Okay. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to you right now. I don't even know how to express that.
It's okay.
So
thank you.
Just know that you are such a blessing. Thank you so much.
I love what I do. So you're very welcome. Thank you for commenting. Some people will suffer in silence and they won't leave a comment. So thank you so much for engaging. Thank you for leaving your comment. Because some people won't. They'll watch it, they'll just get frustrated, and they'll just kind of like walk away from it and just like whatever. And not knowing that help was they were right at the help. Help was right around the corner. So thank you just so much for
that I was raised to try and try again and then try a third time and then ask for help. Don't just ask for help without trying. And I didn't expect you to respond to my comment. I'm going to tell you that right now. I was in that most frustrated state and I'm like, well, I'm going to let her know that she explained things clearly because you did, but I can't figure out the program because I downloaded it because that's what you said you used. And I didn't expect you to respond. So when we're done here, I am going to go back into that thread to sing your praises to let people know that you actually do read the comments.
Thank you. Right place because I'm like my Dolphins aren't, I'm a little salty. My Dolphins are not in, in the playoffs anymore. So I like football, but I'm still a little, my Dolphins aren't there. So I actually end up coming into the office and I saw it, and I'm a believer, and I'm like right place, right time. I'm always feel like I'm led by God. So I end up reading that one. It was on my way in. I said I'm just gonna respond back. And and just go from there. So know that this moment was made just for you. God put you in the right place at the right time. He heard your prayer, he heard your frustration, and he sent you an angel to help you.
He did. And it's so funny you should say that because in the back of my head I was about to say you're doing God's work, and I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know if she believes that, so I best not say that.
Oh yeah, I very much so. That's my daddy.
But you're doing God's work. He's my daddy too. It's still printing.
Okay.
It's taking a minute.
And that's why, okay, so if you were to use the premium matte one, it prints a whole lot slower. So the EcoTank printers really don't print like super fast to begin with because they only have one channel of color that they're printing from. So when you put it like on something like premium matte, oh honey, it will take a lot longer than that. So that's one of the reasons why I recommend the premium, the plain paper setting. It works. You don't have to, I don't compromise on color. I can show you everything that I have printed, and it slowed it down. So that quiet mode is also why it's printing slow, but you want it to print slow so that you don't end up with like an excessive amount of pinwheels. So this is why we use that. When you're using this one, it's going to take even longer to print, at least 2 times longer to print.
But it's actually using less ink. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's using less ink. You have to remember that sublimation is heat activated. So you don't always need like a whole, like the paper doesn't have to look bright and saturated and stuff like that. As it subs, it's going to become brighter. And you'll see that even if it looks light on the paper, once it subs, it's going to look amazing. So I'm going to turn right here. I'm going to turn off show print preview. You can leave it on. You can always go back to the sprocket and turn it back on. But I just want you to see, like now when you go to print, it's just going to come to this screen. Just exit out. Always, it's going to keep popping up. So it's no way to turn it off. And then you'll be to this screen, and that's where you'll go to do all your settings to print.
Okay. That all makes sense. And I would never have known to go in and alter the settings like you're doing. I would never have known to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You really are a blessing because, when you watch all these tutorials, everyone tells you how to wrap the tumbler or wrap the mug or whatever, but they never explain, hey, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Sublimation's a little bit more in depth than just sticking a picture on a tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my hands bowed in prayer to you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Now I don't have to cry anymore.
No. And we're always here. If you are someone that's on Facebook, we have an amazing Facebook group. It's our product name. So I'm gonna stop this sharing real quick just so I can turn on my camera real quick. So it's called Honestly Speaking, which is the same name as our paper. And I'm a little cocky. So it says Honestly Speaking, the best sublimation group on Facebook. That's literally the name of the group. But if you just put in Honestly Speaking, it will come up. So it's spelled like not the regular word speaking. It's like ink. It's a play on words. So it's SPINKING because you found me on Silaholics Anonymous. So that is my online platform. Like that's the channel. We have 2 channels. So to see how I wrap it, that's normally on Honestly Speaking's YouTube channel. We do have a Facebook group called Silaholics Anonymous as well. So you can watch that, join that Facebook group and join Honestly Speaking. And you can ask as many questions as you want there. Like you see, she says she's my problem child. I don't mind questions. This is what I love to do. I absolutely teaching this is what I love to do. So feel free to ask as many questions. Before you got here, luckily, Bevy Jean was in the room because none of them wanted to ask questions. I told them like, hey, this lesson, we're going to go over sublimation tumblers. They just like to be in the room with me. They just like to be here. They had no questions. They were just going to wait for somebody else. So between you, it was for you. And I was like, man, I hope, because I was like, she didn't respond back. She didn't email me. I said, but I'm still going to do it. But Bevy Jean held us down until you got here. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
Honestly Speaking, 365 sublimation.
Yes.
Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I'm following you now. I didn't expect you to respond, so I wasn't looking at my phone for notifications. I just didn't expect you to do that. So yeah. And then when I saw you responded, I was like, what? she really looked at, I was like, wow, I was blown away.
Yay, it's got to help. So you can watch the ones, and like so all of these, that's why I turned the camera on. These were all printed, plain paper setting. Nope, not premium matte or anything like that. Plain paper setting. This one, plain paper setting. Even the black, plain paper setting. Well, now, I mean, my black, I don't know if it's like every paper will give you this result with plain paper with black. I know, honestly speaking, will, but I print these, but the other ones you still will get, because the first one that I did, I wasn't using honestly speaking paper with, hold on, let me grab my very first tumbler. I have my first one. Don't give anyone your first tumbler. Keep it for yourself. So this is my very first tumbler. My lines and stuff are all crooked and stuff, but this was actually probably was premium matte though. I don't know. You know what? I don't know which one was my first tumbler with honestly speaking paper. I really don't know, but I can show you this though. Hold on. Oh, and let me tell. I know. Let me flip. This is what it looks like. Plain paper, a plain paper print, right? I know y'all can't. My phone doesn't make them on TikTok. But you see, that looks light. It's not like overly saturated. You don't have what looks like almost like gel ink on it. Like this is plain paper, but this gives you this.
Wow.
She's like, I keep telling her these folks out here looking crazy. Now she's stuck like Chuck. Every live Zoom, whatever I'm on, so I can get the nuggets. All right.
So when it's starting to come out of the printer now, so with the heat press, do I need to wrap it in parchment paper?
I don't know how HTV Ron's paper is. There are some where you do want to wrap it because it will bleed. Our paper does not bleed at all. Okay. I don't know how the HTV Ron paper is, right, if it bleeds or not, because if it does bleed and it gets on the platen. Now, some people, no matter if it bleeds or not, they don't worry about it because they always have their tumblers completely wrapped. So if you're gonna like, even if you have one design in the middle with no color, like, and it's just white, so right, let's say like this one, some people still wrap the whole thing. Well, you have some, they're gonna just cut it out and just like tape all around it. If there's ink on your heating element and the tumbler is exposed, that ink or that gas can transfer in those exposed areas. Some people, even if it bleeds, they don't care because they're always going to fully wrap it, even if it's just a name going down the side. They're going to always fully wrap it. So if you fully wrap it, the tumbler isn't exposed, so nothing's going to get on it.
Okay. Okay.
So that's kind of a personal preference. But so here's a thing that I can tell you. If your tumbler press is a 30 ounce, you can just press it, rotate it, and press it because it's going to heat your ends. If your attachment is a 20 ounce, you're going to need to press it, rotate it, press it. Then you want to take the tumbler, pull it out to where the end of the tumbler is about to the middle of the press. Press it for about 10 seconds, rotate it, press it for about 10 to 12 seconds. Then because you're gonna need a glove, you're gonna take it out. You're gonna do the same thing. The reason why on any heating out, like anything that's a heat press, the very ends, because it's so close to the ends, don't always get as hot. They can be cold zones. So with your tumbler going right to the end of that attachment, it may not be the proper amount of heat on there, and sometimes not even the proper amount of pressure. It won't ruin it because you're only doing it for a few seconds. And it's already kind of sort of hot. It started something. You just need to finish the process. So you just want to move it into the hottest part, close it for about 10, 12 seconds, rotate it 10, 12 seconds when you're using a tumbler press. I use an oven, so I just put mine in and set it for 4 minutes and done. But with the press, if it's a 20-ounce attachment, you have to do basically 6 different presses. If it's a 30-ounce attachment, but you're using 20-ounce tumblers, most times you can just do 2 presses.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so sorry. It is taking a long time.
Man, that was on plain paper. It shouldn't have taken that long, though.
It's about halfway done.
Oh, wow. Let me make sure. Well, yeah. Did I have it on premium mat? I thought I did the plain paper one, but I don't know. So you can always try and like see again, but it shouldn't have taken that long.
It's spitting it out. I can see part of the actual logo image coming out. But yeah, it is. It's good to know. I'm glad that I'm in this chat with you guys. So otherwise I would have thought that I'd done something wrong. But it's, printing out slowly. I would have thought that it was me, user error.
Yeah, the EcoTank printers, especially those kind, they print out really slow.
Well, I know that I want to upgrade to a true sublimation printer, but since I didn't know what I was doing, I'm already investing a ton of money. If it's not something that works out, I don't want to be at a loss for the printer as well.
Yeah.
And I know that the Epson EcoTank is the only printer that you can just drop sublimation ink from the get-go if you don't taint it with regular ink. I feel like it's almost done, and it is looking gorgeous. And I'm getting excited now.
Yay. So be sure to join the group. Let us see, good or bad. If it has some ghosting on it, hey, it's your first one. Like I say, I keep my first one. It's not the best. It has ghosting on the seam, and I used the stupid shrink wrap on this. I didn't even put it on there right. It was kind of like crooked, me rushing and stuff like that. So it'll get better. So to go from here to here, let me see, where's the seam on this thing? So there's the seam.
Which you can't even see.
Yeah. So
I will tell you this. I bought a case of tumblers and a case of mugs, and I already told myself straight out of the gate, I'm going to ruin them all.
Good.
I won't be upset.
That's awesome. I wish more people embrace that and like expect the worst. Like get them to just practice and yes.
Disappointed.
Exactly.
I'm usually an all or nothing person. The very first time I go out for like a jog, I expect I'm going to win a gold medal at the Olympics. There's no in between. I either do it to win a gold medal or not at all. So I really had to psych myself out for this. And I made a decision that all of the sublimation paper, all of the tumblers, all of the mugs, everything was going to be ruined for that first batch. I was going to mess them all up. So I just automatically deleted that money out of my head and knew that was the same thing as me setting a match to it. I just already made a decision that I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to ruin it all and just be at peace with that. So it's almost done printing. I won't, you've walked me through every step of the way, and all of those prints that you helped me put up there. I'm actually going to use all of them. I like all of them.
Okay.
And when I get done with the tumblers, I will, in the next day or so, I will upload all of the results so that you can see them.
Thank you.
So, oh my God, thank you.
You are very welcome.
I'm not going to make you guys wait around for my printer to finish printing this out, but I'm going to do this one tonight.
Okay.
And I'll send that straight to you so that you can see
all right.
How it turned out.
And you have my email, so you can email it to me also. If not in the group, you can always email it to me.
Yes.
All right.
I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
You're
And you
very
said
welcome.
Wednesdays at 1:00 in January.
Yeah, so you have to, if you sign up for it on our website, on my website, it's the 30-day Essentials to Silhouette Studio, or Silhouette Studio
Okay.
for Beginners, Learn Silhouette in 30 days. So that is the program. And once you go on your dashboard, there's links there to be able to go to the Zooms.
Okay.
And we meet we meet technically twice a week, every single week from January until March. And then the next quarter, I'm doing some other classes and I have some other programs I'm meeting, but it's like for design, like learning to design, beginners for designing, masters for designing, some business things, some we're about to gear up for people to prep for graduation season and Mother's Day and Easter and all of that. So we have some things in the second half, and then the second quarter of the year, the third quarter, I basically started all over again. So, but same exact lessons, just so that I'm doing them at least twice a year, because this particular one, I hadn't done a Zoom for it in 2 years. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Gosh, it's almost spitting out. I was hoping it would just go like be finished because I wanted to hold it up so that you could see it. But it turned out, but it's still printing. I am so excited now. A couple of hours ago, I was in tears and I was ready to just put it all on the Facebook Marketplace and sell it, get rid of it, whatever. It's such a hands-on crafter that this is so new to me because I'm used to like building and construction and cutting wood and sticking it all together and building and creating something. So doing this digitally, if you will, is so out of my depth. And I was so frustrated. And I am so grateful that, take it how I mean it, that your Dolphins lost. Because
I showing up would not be here if my Dolphins was still in it. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. So it's okay. I'll accept that. You know, they lost for a reason. You know, it's okay.
Yes, they lost for a reason. So I really appreciate you. And again, I'm not going to hold you guys up while this is
printing out. Yep.
This is 3/4 of the way done, but I know it's going to be another 10 minutes before it's done.
All right.
But it looks good. It's fit to page. There is just that little like 1/4 of an inch on this side.
Yep.
So it's printing out the way it should because I know what all my other mistakes look like.
Oh, okay. All righty.
Yeah, it's stupid, silly me. One of the things, I'm sure you cover this in your class, but that I learned today is do not print anything on the sublimation paper when you don't know what you're doing. Print it out on regular paper first to see how it's going to fit.
Yeah.
Because I went through about 15 sheets of sublimation paper. I didn't throw them out because I know that I can use them on like a tote bag or something like that.
Or so just a test prints. Yep.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. Gosh, she just talks too much. So I didn't throw them out because I knew I could use them for something else. But about 15 sheets that can't be used on a tumbler. So I did learn that. Print it out on printer paper instead of the expensive stuff. So.
And when you're using printer paper, make sure that you use a cover sheet. So you can technically use copy paper. It's not the same quality, but you can press it. Just make sure that you do use cover paper for that because, that sucker will bleed out the back like no other. Okay. So you can still use them. I have, like me, I'm not saying this is a teaching institution. So I'm always doing different samples, different examples of all sorts of things. Like it's over 10 years of content. So I've even done that, right? So when I say I've done everything, like you're in the perfect place. So on Honestly Speaking, so it's not on Sillaholics Anonymous, but on Honestly Speaking. So this was an example of copy paper versus sublimation paper. It does print. Now my camera's looking a little weird, but it's not. This one looks a little ashy, but you can technically use it, but it's not the same quality. Not the same colors. Oh, we are not about to start this again. And I just did this whole thing of cleaning up yesterday and removing these tumblers off my table. I'm not about to put them back and put them back in their little bin. But thank you so very much for your comment. And, then emailing. This was amazing. All right. Anyone else before I get off? Last call. Last call. It's like at the club. Last call for the alcohol. But no, last call, people. 4, 3, 2, 1. All righty. Until next time, guys. Have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. You. Be incredible. Peace.
Thank you.
All right. Let me bring y'all back over here because I can't see anything. Can you show me how? Can I show you how what? To do the image that's on my shirt, my HS ink. This is as far as what? I'm not sure what you mean by that. This says HS ink vibes. So I'm not sure what you mean as far as doing this design. Let's see. I've been watching this Tumbler live. It's great. I'm not there yet, but someday I want to join the 30-day silhouette class. I miss what you said about the extra monitor. So what we do in the class, it's a interactive class. It's not where, oh, my Snap one. It's finding the image, you trace it, release the compound path and color it in, and then text to path. If you're in the 30-day training, the last class that we did, text to path, is how you do the arch. And then for the snap part, find the snap image and trace it. Okay, so I don't know why this is glitching. I don't know why this is glitching so bad like this. And ooh, chat, I'm turning the light on. It definitely has me looking kind of cuckoo crazy. But because it's an interactive class, like I encourage you to follow along. The classes can, I plan for an hour and a half of instruction. To some people, it may seem like it's a really long time, right? Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm not on Zoom anymore. I can switch to, it was on Elgato virtual camera, not face cam. Oh, that's why. But I plan for like an hour and a half of instruction because I go through step by step. I break it down. This is the foundational part. Sometimes for certain things, for designs, it might go a little bit faster, but it's foundational. So I really focus on making sure that you have a good understanding. You may not like, it's almost like, oh, okay, we constantly get those. Oh, okay, I understand. So you may not like fully grasp the concept and you still may have like some little hiccups here and there, but it's meant to give you a full understanding. So I go through, I give examples, I give background to how things are supposed to be set up. Then we have worksheets and we go through each component of that worksheet. After each section, I allow for Q&A so that we don't get so far like away from it, then have to like come back to it. So I do a Q&A after each section. So we basically, even though like the instruction part is like an hour and a half, sometimes we're there for like 2 hours. And that's a lot of content to kind of go back through. I still want you to go back through it and or at least practice it. And you have the playbacks. We're working on doing timestamps for it. We're going to have the ones that's like broken down. But if you can at least try it while we're in class and you're actually following along, it's like, it helps with like your brain's muscle memory. And if you have two, like if you only have one monitor, you're not going to be able to do a split screen to see what, and then you're doing it as well. So a second monitor makes it to where you can have us on one and then your screen on the other so that you can do it at the same time. We do what's called in certain design ones, I show it and then we do, you do. So now you can wait for I'll show it for the first time And then for the we do, I do it again. And then I say, okay, now you do it. So if you want to go and try and click and flip from Zoom to Silhouette, you can do that, but it's kind of hard. So I do recommend having a second monitor. Amazon has monitors that are basically plug and play, ones that can clip onto your computer, or it's just a standalone, like little, it has like a little stand on like type monitor, and they're on Amazon. So you can do that way. Some people will get the cord and they will hook up their TV and let that be a second monitor. So I just recommend an extra monitor. I want to learn sublimation. I have a Silhouette, but not a printer. I need to learn Canva. Where do I start? You don't need to learn Canva. You can definitely do sublimation by hanging out with us, learning how to do it in Silhouette. I know it's like everyone wants to like Canva, because there are elements. Canva is great because it's almost like having Canva, like having a design software and having kind of Google, because there's so many elements there, but you don't need to. I do use it, but I also still design in Silhouette Studio because I have more freedoms. There's so many things that I can do in Silhouette Studio that Canva just can't, especially on the vector side. So you don't need to learn Canva. You do need to learn a graphic designing software for to be able to line things up properly, to size it. In Silhouette Studio, because it's a computer program, you can just design it and then immediately print. When it's talking about like Canva, you're going to have to design it. You still need to either open it up in a design software so that you can print it, or if you're going to print from your mobile device, you have to design it in Canva and save it, right? Then you have to bring it back into Canva to flip it, because you're not going to be able to, like, especially if you have text. So you have to bring it back into Canva to flip it and save it again to then print from your phone, because your phone does not have a mirror option. So, I mean, you can use it for designing, but you're still going to have to learn either how to properly save it to print it out from your phone or mobile device, or you're still going to have to know how to use some sort of design software to be able to fully print it, like to be able to print it to scale. Yes, I still use Epsons. I mean, I still use Workforce printers. You could never get me now. Whenever my Workforces go kaput, I'm getting a true sublimation printer, because I will never, ever, ever buy an EcoTank printer, because I personally think that they are the biggest scam in the world. And I mean, outside, like, just because how they're set up. But I will get an EcoTank when my next one will probably end up being the F570, which is a tank base, but it's a little bit different than the other one. So yeah, that's the only one they have that's like a 24-inch. I don't think they have a 24-inch sublimation printer that's like cartridge based. I would rather have the cartridge one, to be honest. So once mine go kaput, I will get a true sublimation printer, because there is no value, like there's no really good convertible version that I would spend money on. The next one is like $1,000 one, and if I'm going to spend that, I'd rather just get the 24-inch one. Hey, just say, will do. I remember when you got to get off. I meant to actually try and reach out to you and message you. So we order from our website, so I have it to be able to send you a message. I meant to reach out to you. All right, that was all the questions over there. Okay. Hey. Do I need to uninstall version 4. No. So whenever you're going up in versions, you don't have to uninstall. If you're ever going back down, so let's say you go to 4.5 and it's not compatible with your computer, and it's like glitching or shutting down like excessively, it's just not working, then you do have to uninstall to go back down to a lower version. But to go from a lower to a higher one, no, you just download and install. All right. All right, y'all. I am out of here. It is 8 o'clock. Kiddos have school tomorrow, so I'm gonna go and tuck my little ones in. They got like an hour and a half left of before I have to go to bed. No, an hour now. Before I have to go to bed. All right. So until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity, be incredible, and please visit. If you want to just kind of say thank you for this, if it helped you, you want to be able to have moments like this, like I said, through our study hall sessions, or if and when I do this again, I probably will not be on YouTube or Facebook when we do this. Like, so they'll probably have sessions. The more that you guys post in the groups, the better. As you can see, I do respond. I do respond. I do offer actual help. So visit our website, shop.hsinc365.com. That's where you're going to get this paper, guys. A great way to support and say thank you for the live videos. If you do sublimation, even if you are using a different brand of paper, give us a try. If you gave that other brand a try, you can give us a try as well. Because if that is that other brand giving you this level of help and assistance, I highly doubt it for most of the other brands. So if you purchase a different paper, you can definitely give us a try and support the company that's supporting and helping you as well. Shop.hsink365.com is where you're going to go for the paper. The ink, our ink is 140 milliliter bottles. Whether you have a cartridge-based printer or an EcoTank printer, you can use this. We do have the syringes and needles to go with it to be able to fill your cartridges. And you don't even have to like completely take the major cap off. You can just take the top off, stick your syringe in there. Like I have a video on that. I got a video on everything. So definitely check that out. We also have like pigment ink. Also, guys, if you're doing any type of printing, please, 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 tonight, tomorrow, before you print anything else that you are designing, please go to the website and get your color charts. They're only $8. They're already conveniently set up for you where you can print them to felt sheets. You can go to Walmart, get white felt. You can go to Joann's or Michael's and get white felt. You want to print that out. So you're going to need, so from your pack of paper, you saw she said, hey, that's just money gone. You're going to need one, 2, 3, 4. You're going to need 6 sheets of paper. Okay. 6 sheets of 8.5 by 11-inch paper to print 7. If you do tumblers. Okay. So that you can print out your felt sheets. Print and press your felt sheets. That way you see the actual colors from whatever settings you choose to use. If you want to see if there is a difference between Adobe RGB Gamma 1.8 and 2.2, you're going to need 12 sheets. All right. So you're going to print them out. And I recommend putting on there. So like this setting, it says ICM. If you want to do a comparison of Adobe RGB 1.8 and 2.2, type it in yourself because it's a little, see, it's like this. It's just open like that. So you can put whatever you want in this section, whatever ink you're using, whatever paper you're using, so that you'll know like all of those things, and then just put it there and print it out and press it. Compare the two, see which ones you like better. And that's how you determine what's going to be the best setting for you. If you want to test out ICM, now you're going to add another, you may not have to do a tumbler for each one, but I do recommend doing the felt sheet for each of those settings and making sure that you put it in this open area right here. That's the same area that's on this one. Okay. So you want to put it in that open area and compare the results and decide which one is going to be best for you. It's $8 for the color charts. They're already set up for you. They're labeled for you. There's already one set up to fit a 20-ounce tumbler as well. All right. So talk to you guys later. Peace.